dare, ref. That's he got the ball. Great challenge. Don't you dare, ref. That's he got the ball.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. Hopefully you guys can hear us, hear us okay. Cup final. Gosh, I had my camera nearly just break and stuff right before we got live, which is showing that we're off to nervy starts. I was saying beforehand I wasn't that nervy, but maybe my equipment was right beforehand. But Dave, we're in a semi-cup final, second leg, 1-0 to the good. We have something to hold on to here. Let's see if we can do it. It's a big, big game. Ange Postecoglou has given us his lineup of warriors that hopefully can see out this game for us. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really, really looking forward to this. It's the stuff we live for. It's the type of watch-alongs. It's the type of spectacles that we do on this community that, I think we all build ourselves up for. Because as much as it's nice to win away from home to Brentford, these are the big, big games that we're looking forward to. These are the ones that we really lose our minds for. But Dave, are you ready? Ready to descend into chaos?
Yeah, look, I'm absolutely pumped for this game, Jack. I have been ever since we beaten Brentford. I'll roll on this game. Shame we had to wait, a day extra. It would have been nice to maybe get the job done yesterday and know our fate. But, Jack, you know me, I always love these games where we're going into it with our back against the wall, where no one really gives us any hope. I love the fight, the grit, the determination that you need as a team in these sort of games. I'm always up for these sort of games. However, with what's at stake, that's where the nervous element comes into it tonight. Because with what's gone on in the Premier League, the Carabao Cup has been a great source of joy, and we've had the hard route to get here. Let's finish the job off tonight. Let's take Liverpool out and let's go on and get into that final and let's see what we can do. Because I think we deserve it, Jack. And I've always said to you, this pain is not for nothing. We're going through this pain. There will be something at the end of it. And hopefully this is the carrot at that long road, Jack. It's a big game tonight. You're hoping for a big cohesive performance from the team tonight. From 1 to 11, they all have to be on it. But make no mistake about, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go, and hopefully we can spoil the party.
Hopefully we can spoil the party. We'll be leaving Liverpool in tears. Everybody, what do we think of the lineup? What do we think of this team? How do we think it ahead of this game? We're less than 30 minutes away from kickoff. Plenty of people were saying, I'm already needing, plenty of beers. I'm already needing a drink. I'm already needing a smoke beforehand. People are nervous. I'm excited really more than I am nervous. It just feels good to be in a big, big game. Feels good to have that feeling of, what, we're 90 minutes away here from being in a cup final. If these guys can just do something, if they could just sort of just perform a miracle of some kind, if we can get even something similar to what we got with Brentford, right, where it was a pretty solid performance from plenty of the players, but also a bit of luck involved as well with maybe some missing finishing boots on Brentford, just whatever it will take to get over the line today. I will take it, and I will be happy clapping for pretty much months, pretty much till the rest of the season, because that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to potentially being back in a cup final. And then once we're there, we're up against another team that also has been really, really, really waiting a long time and been very, very patient to be in one. So here we are, 90 minutes away from glory and 90 minutes away from Ange Postecoglou potentially really getting a lot of credit back, you would say, from the Spurs fan base. Again, I don't need to speak for you guys. You might have already your own opinion on Ange, and maybe this game doesn't really change your opinion on him, but I wonder if it would. I wonder if it would if he got us to a cup final, if maybe people start to believe again in the project that's here. So much context, so much to look forward to, so much chaos to descend into. But let's,
look, it's so much chaos, Jack. So much chaos. Look, it's gonna be a long evening. Gotta take that into account. Minutes are gonna turn into hours. That's what it's gonna feel like tonight. That's the sort of battle we're up against tonight. It's a big, big game, but I think, Jack, first 20 minutes, the Anfield crowd, it's a night game. They're gonna be up for it. We've got to try and silence that crowd. It is imperative we don't make any mistakes. We don't give them any early chances or any early belief. We've got to try and nullify that for the first 20-25 minutes, quieting down that crowd, quieting down the belief that they'll have going into this. Because make no mistake about it, they think, 1-0, we'll overturn that tonight. They're expecting this, to overturn this tonight. And we've got to try and spoil that party. So first 20 minutes of this game is absolutely crucial. We can't make any mistakes. Let's get into the lineups.
Let's get into the lineups. This is your list of Warriors that could potentially get us through over the line here today, everybody. We have Kinski in goals instead of Vicario. Vicario doesn't even make the bench. Archie Gray is going to be our right back. Pedro Porro dropped to the bench. That definitely was the big call by Ange Postecoglou. Kevin Donzo, the new center back, makes the team. He'll be playing on the right side, you would think, alongside Ben Davis, who will need a big performance from him tonight, as well as Jedi Spence. He's going to need to be locking up Mr. Mo Salah. He did it before. Can he do it again in the bigger game? Bentancur, Basuma is your double pivot in midfield. Can they put in what was a very good performance against Brentford? I actually thought maybe just outside of Jet Spence were probably my man of the match sort of candidates, Bentancur and Basuma. So we'll need that again. And then Pop Matasar, the star man. He popped up with a late goal against Brentford to get us the win. He's picked up big goals before. Can he do it again here? And then we have Kulusevski on the right, Richarlison down the middle, a man who likes a goal against Liverpool. And then Sonny, our Capitan, the Capitano, out on the left. For your bench, you have Brandon Austin in there, Pedro Porro, Reguilon. You have Bergval, Ajayi, Casanova, my favorite name in football, Olasesi, Mikey Moore, and then Matisse Tell, the new signing, also on the bench. Definitely probably going to get some minutes at some stage, you would think, in this game as maybe just a different option, a late impact, or even just a guy to sort of see out the game for us as just a late minute sort of a set of legs. But Dave, I think you've given your thoughts on the lineup and anything that maybe you've thought of, any revelations since then, since we were looking at it earlier?
Look, just quickly, the lad's in the comments. He says, fully charged, whiskey sours ready,
Ooh.
scarf on. Come on, you Spurs. As you can see, he's fully pumped for this, ready to go. Let me know if you've got that frame thing up behind the telly now. I think you did. I think you do have it up. Let me know, though. But, absolutely love that scarf out. That's unusual for my dad. So he's absolutely pumped for this one. Look, Jack, in terms of lineups, just quickly, I think Porro coming out for Gray, I think it's a huge risk. I think it's a huge gamble. Let's see if it pays off. I think Archie Gray is much more better at centre-back than he is at full-back. So I think it's a very interesting call there from Postecoglou. With Archie Gray, you got to remember, he hasn't played fullback for quite some time for Tottenham Hotspur. Does he have the natural movements? I think the only saving grace is he played a lot there for Leeds in their championship season. So, look, I think that's a huge call. Kevin Danzo coming in, I think maybe that's what people were alluding to earlier on, maybe to try and help deal with the set pieces. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to see what he can offer, because just my opinion, I think he might be a lot better than what many people think. But being thrown straight in the deep end, we're going to find out tonight. Jed Spence has to have another huge game trying to lock up Mo Salah. You're thinking, does lightning strike 3 times, or is it third time lucky? He's already done it twice. It's a big ask to ask him to do it a third time. Let's wait and see what he does. It's the midfield I'm really happy with, Jack. We've got a very combative midfield, a very robust midfield, a very disruptive midfield in there. You're not carrying any passengers in terms of being lightweight and stuff like that. I'm just hoping that the likes of Bentancur, Basuma and Sarr can keep their heads, not pick up any early yellow cards, because we will need them rash tackles later on in the game-saving tackles. So for me, just keep the head. I think Sarr is the interesting choice, because he has the ability to score goals from midfield, something we've been crying out for years at Tottenham Hotspur. No one gets goals from midfield. Sarr has that ability. He's demonstrated against Brentford, Man City already this season. There's probably a couple of other games he scored I'm not giving him credit for, and games last season. And I think that's the plan. Get Sarr up behind the attack and see if he can get on the end of anything. Plus, I would argue, he is our best goal scorer from outside the box. 9 times out of 10, they do hit the target. And like I said earlier on, I think that is one of Kelleher's maybe weakness in goals. You watch him for the Republic of Ireland, often gets beaten from outside the box. So I would be saying to Sarr, test him. And then in terms of the forward line, I think it's the right selection. I'm really interested to see how Richarlison gets on today, Jack. He's hungry, he's motivated, he hates Liverpool. He is a dog. The only thing is, you don't want that going over the top and giving the referee an excuse to give him an early red card. We can't afford that. But he does love a goal against Liverpool. He's already shown that in a Tottenham jersey and in an Everton jersey. So let's capitalise on that. And lastly, we all know about Kulu Messi. I'm not going to go on about him because everyone knows my thoughts on how much I love him. But when it comes to Son, Jack, I think Son coming into this game on this form just gives everyone that little bit of belief. We're constantly in this game. Even if they go 1-0 up, you still believe you're in it. You still believe we can go and get something with Son in this form. It's a big fucking game today. We're up at Scamfield, where we always get robbed by referee decisions. We're up against it tonight. It's 14 men against Tottenham Hotspur. But you know what? We've got millions of passionate fans worldwide. Hopefully that outweighs it. Let's bloody go. I'm absolutely excited for this. I just want kickoff now.
I want kickoff now as well, but good to see so many people in the house. 400 already. If you guys can for us, smash the like button, please. Get ready for this. So many good people. Dan Coy's just coming in nice and late. Just thought I'd bring up his comment. Evening, Dave and Jack. Had a scare earlier, not feeling very well. Went to bed when I finished work. Wife spoke to me up and first and thought I'd slept through the night and missed the game. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. Well, Dan, we have you here with us. Get ready, sir. You're about to descend into more chaos. Hopefully, you know, the body can take it. Good to see so many people in here, though. Let's get back up to the top of it. We had Fod Sack saying getting very nervy already. I don't blame you. James Paratroopers in here as well. Shawnee Brown saying, come on, you Spurs. Trying to stay calm here, but still anticipating a good match. It should be a good spectacle. Ribsy85 saying, all right, nervous as hell, but let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Ribsy.
Today. I'm surprised on that one.
Get the ribs on the barbecue after this one, Ribsy, just because you know, you could be celebrating tonight. Get ready to celebrate. Dark Sun G saying, come on, you Spurs. I hope we at least draw so we can go to the finals. I mean, that's all we need, Dave. Is technically a draw. It doesn't need to be 5-0 like Soren predicted, like Dermatron predicted. It can be a 1-1. It can be a 2-2. It can be a 0-0.
And this is where I really think we need to try and take advantage of this, Jack. You know, we go into it with that 1-0. I know it's narrow. I know it can be gone at the split second at the kick of a ball. But we needed that to come here. We just to have that belief, that hope, that's something to hang on to. You know, it could have been a much more monumental task today. And Dark Sun G's right. All we got to do is scrape a draw. And that's why I think it suits us actually coming into this game, trying to play that counter-attacking football. It's not like we have to open up, go and score goals today, which you could very easily end up being embarrassed. So I think it actually suits the way we need to approach this game by having that something to hold on to today.
Totally. Just wanted to say hello to Lazy 8. Accidentally skipped him there, saying that's a crazy take towards James Paratrooper. Lazy 8, good to see you here with us. Hopefully ready to send into battle. King Hoddle's in here, ladies and gentlemen. It's officially squeaky bum time. Definitely official. George Milton, big up. Big W needed. Definitely big W needed. Slips128 is in here with us. Jerry is in here. Big up to Jerry. Let's do this damn thing. Come on, you Spurs. Let's get to a final, Jerry. Why not? Andrew Burnett, good to see you as well. Captain Pants, Coys. Come on, you Spurs from Cyprus Spurs. Rain Man is in here. Let's effing go. Come on, Rain Man. DB is in as well. Thank you, DB, for the compliments. And then Dark Sun G saying Liverpool has Diaz, Jota, Elliott, McAllister, and Chiesa as their subs. It's actually a relief maybe to see someone like Diaz maybe on the bench instead of starting, because, you know, he starts out usually kind of like a sort of a, I don't know, Dave, like a bat out of hell, really. You know, he's kind of one of those guys that just comes out really fast, really energetic, looks to sort of cause a bit of chaos. And with that Anfield crowd behind him, running at players, chasing at players, I think he'd be a dangerous person to start games off with. So as good as Cody Gakpo has been for them, as in form as he is, I'm actually kind of relieved that, you know, someone like Diaz is on the bench, to be honest.
Yeah,
they have a strong team, though. That just shows that they have guys like that on the bench.
It's a bit of a relief, and you're absolutely spot on. It shows the strength and depth in the squad depth, right? I think the thing is with Liverpool, though, like, we could keep Mo Salah quiet tonight, but Cody Gakpo can easily step up, steal the show. You know, other players like that, they've got some great forward players in their team. So we need a monumental performance from that whole backline. We actually really are hoping from the performance of a god from Danzo today. We're hoping that the Lord Jesus Christ has touched him and said, look, you're the chosen one today. You know, he hasn't played in 4 weeks. It's a huge ask to get this guy to come out here and just hit the ground running. Hasn't played in the back line yet. Doesn't really know anyone's game. It's a huge ask. But look, I think when you look at Darwin Núñez and the problems that he can cause, he can deal with him physically, and maybe it might be the right decision. I'm just thinking there, Jack, you know, while you were speaking, Liverpool robbed us of our greatest moment ever in football. We might never, ever get that back there again in terms of the Champions League. They robbed me of a moment of a lifetime with my father, you know, in terms of being able to celebrate a Champions League football, the greatest heights there is in football, in club football. They've robbed every single one of us Spurs fans of that, and quite often robbed us down the years. Now's the time to start changing the tide of the story. We got to come out there today, and we've got to rob them. I'm sick of watching the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, City, United, all in cup semi-finals, season in, season out, sharing the spoils between them. Now it's time we arrive.
Let's turn them over. Let's turn them over this time. Let's do them. Fat Tony saying, we'll do them. I can feel it. Big up to Fat Tony, my fellow man in Washington. Hopefully you're all right, sir. Daniel Larson saying, this is the sort of game I'm so glad to be with you guys for watching it. Whatever outcome, big up. No, Daniel, it's going to be a roller coaster ride. That's what we sign up for here, man. And that's what I enjoy about it is plenty of times, there have been games where it's going to be like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning for me. And to be honest, I'm actually quite glad I get to sort of wake up, have a ton of people I get to watch it with instead of just sort of, watching it like I used to when I was a kid, just sort of waking up at 3 in the morning to then just sort of mosey on downstairs and be half asleep, sort of watching the game. It's nice that we have each other, just sort of to bounce off of, even have debates with, arguments with. It's all kind of part of the crack. And it's all what I've lived for. And these are the big, big games, man, where the roller coasters get even crazier. The roller coaster gets even crazier. So strap in, Daniel Larson, strap in. It looks like you said you were having a little bit of Hennessy before the game, and then you're going to switch on to the beers. So best of luck with that, Daniel Larson. Which whatever coping mechanisms he needs, whatever coping mechanisms
it's supposed to be the other way around. Beer first, then the Hennessy.
Maybe make sure you have a day off for tomorrow, Daniel Larson, just to recover, sir, or celebrate. Shem10 saying, hey, Jack and Dave, come on, you Spurs need to stay strong for the first 20 to 30 minutes because Liverpool will hit us with everything they got, and they will press us all over the pitch. I think that's the right sort of tactical, description there, Shem10. Absolutely spot on. IrishHotspur is in here. Good to see you, Darv. Mark is in here. Good evening, Dave and Jack. Big up. Have a good feeling about the game tonight, but it's going to be close. Come on, you Spurs. Love that from Mark. Ricky Nato's in here. Steve T, member of the Steve Army. That's what's in here saying, I'm hungry. Let's eat. That definitely, man. Let's get the.
He also went up later on and says, Jack's hungry. Let's eat.
I definitely usually am hungry. It's just I'm trying to hold off here. I'm trying to, sort of save my stomach for some Liverpool barbecue.
What I will say is, also, don't worry. I'm also a big guy, but you could say Dave's hungry. Let's eat. It's fine.
Dave's still got something left in the stomach. He's got some room left for some Liverpool barbecue. Narkson G saying Hope Tell comes on with an assist or with a worldie against and Danzo masterclass. Dave, I mean Danzo from the start, right? We're going to need him to sort of look solid, no mistakes, nothing silly. He's going to need to be that physical presence, for the set pieces, maybe even be a set piece threat himself when we have our own set piece. And Matisse Tell, it looks like it's lined up for him to be the potential hero, as a late minute sub or something like that.
Look, in terms of Danzo, Jack, I think when you look at it, we're probably expecting Liverpool just to start bombarding the box with crosses and stuff very early on. Look to use that passion or that emotion off that you'll never walk alone that will be passionately sung just before kickoff leading into the game. So I would expect a very sort of early onslaught, maybe is probably the right word, for the first 15, 20 minutes. And I think Danzo maybe has been thrown in anticipation of that. Big guy, good in the air, maybe you just want him to go and get his head on the everything. In terms of Tell, I think it's set up perfectly for him later on in the game. You look at Bayern Munich and where he had a lot of his impact off the bench, and I think there'd be an understanding for him that he was never really ever going to be in line to start this game coming in deadline day. But, I just hope that he realizes he can have a huge impact off that bench tonight, and the good thing is he can play anywhere really across the front three. He is skillful, and out of nowhere he can just, skin you like that. And I think it's, looking at it, I do think it's a huge gamble, but looking at him, he can offer that something maybe a little bit different, that maybe a little bit of an explosive player in the final third that maybe we're missing. And with the game later on where everyone's tired and the opposition's legs are a bit leggy, that's where he'll have a massive impact.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm looking forward to some sort of script, maybe with Matisse Tell coming through here tonight, Dark Sun G. Good to see the big T. Tyler's in the house saying, Danzo, let's go. Looks like he's happy to see Danzo in the lineup. Steve T saying, I'm as calm as a cucumber at the moment. Like the bigger games, this is the composure Ange has instilled in the team. What's the story? Whiskey Sour. He's got everything situated. He's got all the ingredients. Love that from Steve. And then
he's missing the crisps, though. He's missing a pack of Pringles or something like that.
Got to set yourself up, man. Maybe you can make a little trip down at halftime if need be. Steve D saying, I'd rather have an egg on my face, daring to dream, than a safe Sally being able to say, I told you so. We are always and always have been a great cup side. Come on, you effing Spurs. Love that from Steve D.
Love that. Big up, Steve D. You're spot on.
Adrian Brown to you, Dave, saying, big up all. Dave, I made my cranberry roulade. It's a gravy just to need that Liverpool or bird to put on the barbecue with it. Come on, you Spurs, Dave. He's going to be putting liver birds on the barbecue tonight.
I thought we were having a red wine jus, which is a very sort of fancy gravy, Adrian.
I think that's
Yeah,
what
he's offered to roast that liver bird tonight, Jack. And we were discussing, what's the right sort of sauce to have with it last night on the fan show. I thought we agreed on a red wine jus, but it looks like Adrian Brown, and I like this. He's gone creative. He's gone out on a whim, and he's come up with something a little bit better. That cranberry to maybe.
Starting an audible.
Yeah, I think the cranberry is absolutely perfect because it sort of counsels at that gamey taste of the liver bird. So fair play.
He's thrown an audible here, Adrian Brown. Fair play to you, sir. And also, by the way, in case anybody need to know, parties at Adrian's house tonight. In case we get through to the cup final, get ready, Adrian.
And he's a bus driver, isn't he? So he can bring us all around.
Yeah, he'll be our safe ride home. Dark Sun G saying Jones, Gravenberg, Szoboszlai midfield versus Bentancur, Sarr, and Basuma.
We can get at that.
I think they don't really have that experience in there. Maybe Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, they've played in some big games. Curtis Jones, is kind of a decent player every now and again. But I do think, he's sort of a guy that, has a good sort of touch on him, good possession. But I wonder, if he's really the complete midfielder sometimes. Szoboszlai, dangerous player, in my opinion. Very dangerous player. He can hit them. He can strike them from distance. Good set piece delivery. And I think is actually really coming into his own, it feels like, under Arne Slot. Whereas with Jurgen Klopp, it didn't feel like he was maybe playing the best for him. So I am a little bit concerned about there. But I like our midfield, Dark Sun G. It's not really where I'm concerned. I think, like most games, I'm always a little bit worried about the forward line, with whether they can, put away chances, create chances on a regular basis. That's where kind of my slight worries go into this game. And of course, defensively, but usually it's not the midfield.
Look, their midfield is like a Ferrari crashing into an Arctic lorry, Jack. We're the Arctic lorry, We should be running all over them. We should be trampling all over them. Curtis Jones, I would say if I'm Craig Pawson, keep an eye on that fucker. He loves a little niggle at Tottenham players. He got sent off before against us, and I would argue he's probably begging for another red card. So, Craig Pawson, please keep an eye on that. Gravenberch, he is a very good player. I really like him, actually. I like him in his Ajax days and that. And that Szoboszlai is another very good player. He has that shot in him, that cross. He's good from set pieces. Why not just clatter him early, try and take him out of the game? You got Sarr, Basuma, Bentancur there. And I'll be honest, I actually fancy that midfield battle today. I think we can get at them. I think we can turn the ball over and look to break on that, to be quite frank. I think it could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah. Bentancur and Sonny embracing each other before halftime here, everybody. Before the game gets started. That's nice to see. These guys are hyping each other up, showing that leadership. Stevie Frazier saying, hit the likes, best midfielder around. Good to see you, Stevie.
David Frazier.
David Granola's in here. Ian Ferguson, absolute legend. Ian Ferguson.
Richie looks pumped.
He's plays in here. Good to see you. He's play. John Tucker, how are we, John? Ed Sweeting. Thank you, Ed Sweeting, for all the support, by the way. Rick C., good to see you, Rick C. Thank you for the support,
Rick
sir.
C., let's go.
As well as Breckon. Big up, Dave and Jack. Hope you're both well. Sorry for missing the pre-match build-up. I just woke up at 6 a.m. here. Hey, man, you can do whatever you like. With Dave and I, we're not putting anybody in trouble tonight. Whatever coping mechanism, whatever extra sleep you need, we'll take it. You're getting yourself ready for a big semifinal here. Dara's in the house as well, saying a draw is needed tonight. Anything will take, tonight here. Jerome saying, looks like we are setting up for a first half onslaught. We just have to hold on. Come on, you Spurs. I think that's what you and I's sort of maybe strategy, or you and I's maybe approach would be for this game, Dave, is to look to try to survive that first 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe you can silence the Liverpool crowd with a few dangerous counterattacks. And from then on, if you can take a moment, get a goal, start to, solidify yourself, with something to hold on to.
No, and I think, look, everyone in world football, everyone watching tonight is expecting an early onslaught for 15, 20 minutes from Liverpool, expecting Spurs maybe to be at 6s and 7s, just clearing the ball, not pushing out, and the ball just coming back one way. But with that, there is a golden opportunity. If you can find that breakaway, that counter-attack, there will be space for you to go at them. And I just hope, Jack, imagine if we end up shocking the whole world and went up there and got an early goal inside the first 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? I think it opens up the game even more. Liverpool have to open up even more, and we could end up glossing up on the scoreline tonight. But that's a big if. I am expecting a massive early onslaught. But Look, we're capable of shocking people. That's the thing with this team.
Yeah, we are capable for sure. Really appreciate the support, Jerome. Good to have you with us, my friend. Good to have you with us. Eugene as well. Good to see you. Bush Ranger, good to see you as well. K32, absolute legend. Brett Loft as well. Michael W, 24Z,
Big up
24Z. How
24
are
guy.
you? Madsy saying, I don't get nervous. Wow, we need killers like you in the team. Trinidad saying, now or never. Our final is tonight. They won't break the
Yeah.
stream, lads. Our celebrations when we get through might, though. Thanks, Trinidad, man. Thanks, Trinidad. Yeah, maybe when we start celebrating, the stream will crash. But hopefully the team won't make the stream crash. You're very kind to us, man. That's very kind of you today. Peter Bain saying, just waking up and tuning in from Melbourne. Oh my God, how many podcasts has Dave been on in the last 24 hours? New world record. Dave, I mean, how are you feeling, man? Are you feeling like the Spurs team, fatigued, running on fumes, or are you still pumping out gold?
Do you know what, lad? I feel fresh. I feel rejuvenated. I'm actually all right. I'm loving these appearances. And do you know what it is? It's mad doing this, There could be a period where you don't get asked to do anything at all. And then all of a sudden, everyone's starting asking you to do absolutely everything at once. But do you know what? I love it. I'm living a dream, right? I've nothing to complain about, There's plenty of people out there breaking their bollocks, in terms of a lot harder jobs out there, in terms of an actual grind every single day. So I'm living the dream. I'm actually quite lucky, to be quite frank. I've nothing really to complain about. Like, look, in terms of last word on Spurs, I mean, I listened to them when they were on Love Sport Radio. I was listening to them Champions League final years ago, I never ever thought I'd be on, last word on Spurs like today and stuff like that. So it's absolutely mad. But I don't know, maybe I'm boring people. I don't know. Look, I don't want to give too much of myself away. I think I might have to hibernate for a couple of weeks. You only want to give a little and then pull back again. Leave them wanting more. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, I love that, Dave. Woodhouse Property Consultants. Love the name. Great show, guys. Thank you, Woodhouse. Skunk Works. He's gone for an 8-8. No, he's gone for a basketball game. Love that response, Dave. Says 24Z. Look at our fans, says Steve T. I mean, the fans got to be absolutely buzzing for this one. I know Johnny's at the game, and a few people have traveled up.
Well, I don't know if Johnny did make it, Jack. He was saying the guy who was responsible for picking him up from the train station has gone the wrong way about 6 times. I think he's doing it on purpose. I think Liverpool must be paying him. That's what I said to Johnny. They must be paying the taxi drivers to, delay the Spurs fans coming in.
Yeah, that's absurd. I mean, everybody get ready to sync up with us. About to get started. Semi-final time, baby.
Come on. Let's have it. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Jedi Spence.
Let's get an old Everton Richarlison. I love that Machina, Joe. Exactly right.
Oh, Liverpool quickly on the break.
Linking up early here, though. Richie tracking back for us. He's trying to get stuck in.
Well on, Big Rich.
This is what already we need. Initial scare there, but Richie tracks back for us, setting the tone.
Yeah, Jed Spence got a bit carried away there. Started vacating position there. Not now, Jed. Not the time. He's on it again. Oh, no, it's given away here by Sonny. It's poor. Liverpool on the counter. It's plopped in. And Ben Davies, you can see what the plan is. We already know what the plan is. Just
big Ben Mee clearance from Ben Davies.
We're going for the old Jackie Charlton football.
Lovely touch
put him under pressure. Sar, can we get it out wide? Who's out there? No one.
Got to get rid of it sooner. I think he had a run in behind.
I think he's waiting. I think he was expecting Kulu maybe to get out wide there, give him an option.
Lovely little touch from Son and Tassar there. We nearly had a break. Kinski forced to go long.
To no one, straight to Van Dijk onto his head.
Suma, good touch.
Archie, just deal with it. Go to Kinski. He just puts it out of play.
Spurs just looking to clear it in the initial periods. Like I said, I felt like maybe Sar could have just attempted something in behind, even if it wasn't on.
Even just be a bit braver and go forward with it, maybe.
Yeah, Salah one-on-one with the Jedi. Jedi, come on,
man. He's
going to be locking him up tonight. Come on, Jed.
It's important he wins that first battle, and the second, and the third.
A 0-0 so far. Says, James Lindsay. Yep, we're doing great.
Van Dijk on the ball. Moves it out wide here to Robertson.
Hey,
Robertson
wait,
that's out, Rhino. Are you blind? Are you bloody blind? Come on, don't be scam-filled.
Yeah, what's that grass taste like? Send him to the turf. Can't even get the ball under control. It's looking like Timo Werner.
If you're one of them kids on the bench tonight, what an experience that is, by the way.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I'd be shitting myself being on that bench.
Oh, man.
Fair play. Especially these kids. You have to remind yourselves, like, 17.
You've just watched that on
Ref,
Richarlison right in
he's
front of your
literally
eyes.
rolling on the ground and seething in pain, ref. You sure nothing happened there? Oh, don't tell me it's this idiot that's our referee.
Craig Pawson.
Yeah. Carlson holding his face. Oh, sir, that's a red. He's throwing his elbow into his head. That's a red. Referee. Surely they have to be looking at this. Surely they're looking at this. He's throwing his elbow into his face.
Let's have a look at this.
Oh,
That's it, Richie.
I think you might
Don't
have
get an early red, though.
I'll hope they show you another replay. I mean, they have to be taking a look at that.
Oh,
they have to be taking a look at that.
He's calling Virgil. Don't tell me you're going to let him away with this.
They're calling it a jab at an elbow. I mean, a jab or swing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I mean, it's a red card. You can't be doing that.
Oh, don't tell me he's letting him away with it. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my man.
Oh,
I think Virgil's a lucky man there. I don't think you can be doing that, especially this early in the game. Come on now. You can't be doing that 3 minutes into the game. You should not be getting away with that.
Everyone's saying he's getting away with that there.
I think he has gotten away with that. 3 minutes into the game, there's no reason. Like, it's not like Richarlison's provoked him or anything. You know, he's throwing elbows in his face, 3 minutes of the game. Virgil has to calm down.
See, do you know what? This is where Virgil van Dijk is clever. You do get away with that earlier on in the games. Referees are very hesitant to send you off very earlier in the games. It's the time to hit them.
They didn't even give it as a foul. Forward. That's absurd. Yeah, exactly.
Ball in behind for Darwin. Kinski out on it. Nice one.
They didn't even give it as a foul, Dave. That's what makes it insane.
Yeah.
Richie's going to score now, says Skunkworks. Love that, Skunk.
I hope so. I'd love if he'd done that celebration as well.
Maybe he'll elbow it in.
Spence goes back to Ben Davies. Oh, back to Kinski.
I didn't know if that was the right call. Thank you, Basuma. Thank you, Basuma.
Let Richie get there. Kulu picks it up. Get Sonny in behind.
Gotta get under control, man.
Fair enough.
Kulu taking too long, man. Oh, well done, Archie.
Go on, Archie.
Ball almost went out of play.
To Richie. Oh, go on, Kulu. Oh, just couldn't get there. You got nothing stupid, Basuma. Just keep going with him. Brilliant from Basuma. You animal.
Great also header from Basuma, Dave, because Kinski's clearance was not very good there.
Yeah.
With the left. I don't think Ben Davies helped him out there with that pass. Oh, that was dangerous there. Went into Richarlison and it almost bounced to Kulu.
Oh, that's the sort of look we need here tonight. Konate goes long ball. Tries to test Danso. Kinski comes out, mops it up.
Come on, lads, never red, says Daniel. Come on, Daniel. We need to start, a little bit of housery. That's what we need in the semifinals. You got to be in the referee's ear there. You got to be in the ref's ear. That's what I'm doing, man. I'm in that ref's ear.
Goes long.
Got to be telling the ref that's the most disgusting challenge you've ever seen.
That's poor from Kulu there on Gakpo. Cameraman's focused on Richie. It's like he wants him to get in trouble. Konate moving forward. Moves it out wide to young Connor Bradley. Pumps it over the top. Liverpool playing here. Oh, no.
Block. Oh,
it's a good block. It's another shot. It's straight into Kinski's hand. Thank God for that.
There's some very, very, very lucky blocks and foots in there. Very well done.
Spence back to Davies. He just pumps it long. We're struggling to get out here.
Yeah, we're under the cosh here.
We need one of these four players to hold up this ball.
We're just sort of pumping it long at the moment. Archie Gray, one-on-one with Gakpo. He plays it in behind to Robertson. Can Enzo get out? He doesn't.
Back to Robertson, puts it across.
Again, please.
Around. That's a great tackle from Sonny.
Richie, hold it up, man. Sir!
Come on, ref. Well done. Jeez, we're living on the edge there. We got away with that. Whoo! It's going to be a game of this, Jack. Oh, game. Rayman says 100% a red. You have to keep your arms down. Can't elbow people in the head. I mean, that's an absolute fair point.
Even if it isn't a red card, I think it's a yellow because there's just no reason for him to be doing that. He already has won the ball. He's already in front of Richarlison. Richarlison isn't necessarily doing anything that crazy. All he was doing, Richarlison, was just like pushing on him or whatever, just sort of putting his body weight on him. And then Van Dijk just decides for no reason, really. Again, it's not like he's doing anything that crazy, Richie. He decides to kind of cynically, out of frustration or whatever, to throw his elbow into his head. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't really care whether it's done super, viciously or super harshly. It's just that's not really an appropriate thing to be doing inside 3 minutes. Like, I just don't think you should be getting away with that. Like 80th minute, these guys have been battling for a long time. I could see the referee maybe letting it go. First 3 minutes, I just think that's silly.
See, the referees are sort of told, and I've heard commentators, go mad about this before. You can't be sending players so early off on in the game. It ruins the game. It ruins the spectacle. That's why they're sort of sometimes very reluctant to do it earlier on in the game.
Yeah.
And Darren Núñez coming off here, what I would say is that little break there, hopefully Spurs have maybe gathered themselves and maybe shaking off them early nerves here.
And some people have said if this were just a regular Premier League game, they're wondering if they would have gone to VAR. I think that's also something to consider. I think they would have in a regular Premier League game.
Liverpool are down to 10 men. Let's see if we can spring attack here, though. Basuma.
Come on, lad.
Looking to go forward into Kulu. Can't lose it there, Kulu. Brilliant hold-off play. On to Kevin Danzo. Good, solid first pass to Ben Davies.
He wanted to get forward there, which is nice. Basuma.
On to Archie Gray. Back to Danzo. It's good spell of possession. It's a good ball on to Richie around the corner. Hold it up. You got Jed on the overlap. Oh, he's offside, is he? Fuck. Yeah. Unlucky.
Good touch from Richarlison there.
People are telling them to calm down. No, I love this version of Richie. Hopefully he doesn't come back to bite us, though. 10 minutes in, or 9 minutes in. Van Dijk. He's going to look to run this. Go long. Gets it out to Mo Salah. He's cutting inside, looking to cut inside and do something a little bit different.
Well done,
Kulu. Brilliant fucking from Kulu. Onto Archie Gray. No, Archie Gray.
Clear, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Kulu, good touch. Well done. That's ours.
That works.
Ooh, Archie.
Ben Davis. Thank
Archie.
you, man. Game-saving challenge here from Ben Davis. Look at this.
You just got to hoof that.
Too clever.
Just got to hoof that.
Can't
take that risk.
Yeah, tried to meg him. That's too clever.
Archie with the throw in here. Goes down the line. Nearly works out.
Sir!
No, never. Gakpo goes backwards to Robertson. Well done, Richie. Even nearly front, so apparently slot there.
Throwing challenges in.
Oh, my nerves, man. I don't know if I can do this for 90 minutes tonight. Konate.
Oh,
Marato.
Get in their faces, SK32. I think we have been. Even the way that Mo Salah was closed down there, I liked.
Referee's holding on to Richie. Come on, man. Oh, go on, Kulu. Go, Kulu. Unlucky. Get out. Smash him, Bentacore. Well done, Basuma. Oh, no, he slows down.
There, man. Well done, Basuma. Danzo, poor touch.
Oh, no.
Get onto it, lad. Bentacore, the touch there from the kid. Unbelievable control. Get out there, Bis. Well done, though, from the lads so far. They're recovering for each other. Sometimes some of these tackles, we're not getting full. We're not coming out with them cleanly. Behind to their fullback.
Oh, corner kick. 10 minutes in, first corner kick. Let's see how we can defend this.
Bradley gets in behind into the box there. It's out for a corner. Davis has done some good emergency defending so far, I agree, Ian.
Look at him organising there as well. He's pointed to people, which is good to see.
Danzo needs to be on Van Dijk.
He is. Yep. Van Dijk, Darren Núñez, Konate, they all want this.
Don't
it's an outswinger. Oh, Basuma. Come on,
please.
Oh, no, Lord.
Man. Gotta be
Basuma
strong.
Clear. Thank God. Oh, no. He's gone down as well.
Kulu.
Oh, unlucky, Kulu.
Ben Davis and well done, Ben Davis. Good housery.
Oh, that one doesn't fill me with confidence.
Suma did well there. Kinski.
Yeah, he does. Oh,
Kinski.
Jesus, that's right in the breadbasket. You got to be catching that one there, Kinski.
Ben Davis does well there too. Ben Davis does really well also to pretend to be hurt.
Nearly ends up,
He does really well.
Nearly ends up taking Ben Davies' head off, let alone the ball.
Very well done, Ben Davis, to sort of take time there. Oh my gosh, he is
Oh,
hurt.
no,
He's
there's
taking
blood.
a gash.
He's going to have to fucking go off. Fuck. Someone needs to go down so we can get Ben Davies treatment. Mo Salah's pointing, he knows. Just wipe your head, Davies. That'll be an iconic picture if we get through here.
And Maldini.
Head injury. Don't stop the clock, ref. It's broken. Just waste a bit of time here, Ben. Let's kill 5 minutes.
Kinski clattered Davies, says Ugly Fish. Yeah, I think like with Kinski there, what I'm a little disappointed with is I think Basuma makes a really crucial sort of like the way he sort of headed that straight up into the air. That's like a goalkeeper's dream in that situation because he's actually made it so much easier for Kinski to come out and claim it. Like Ben Davis is doing the right thing by just sort of getting in the way of, I think it was Van Dijk or Gakpo, like a very big player, whoever was all over him. It was Kanate, like one of the biggest players on the pitch. So Ben Davis does the right thing. It's just Kinski's got to be strong there. And if anything, he just spills it. He actually jumps up for it.
He just spills the ball. He's got to catch that. That could have went anywhere spinning that.
Maybe it isn't a question of strength. It's just, yeah, he just spills it. Needs to get some stickiness on those gloves.
Rhythm
John, do you have any recommendations to make the gloves stickier for Kinski?
Wasn't there this spray going about years ago?
Honey.
You know, wasn't there this spray that they used to spray on the gloves?
Little honey or something, maybe?
I'm not sure. Ben Foster used to have a little trick that used to make his gloves a little bit stickier as well. I can't remember what it was.
Peanut butter or something? I'm not sure.
Oh, don't mention food.
Glue or piss? It's hilarious.
What did you say?
Glue or piss? I didn't know the second one there, Sean, worked. Is that what you do in a pinch?
Someone's saying Ben Davies looks a little bit faint.
Oh, gosh.
Please no. We've no more centre backs, man. How do you think Danso's looked the first 15, Jack?
Hard to tell, really. I think he had one little nervy moment defensively, but everybody does. You know, it's just like he sort of put in a challenge and he didn't win it.
Geez, how tight them jerseys have to be that he needs someone to help pull that down over his body. He's so slim already.
Some people like the tight jersey. Maybe he's gone for the tight kit.
They need to get Davies patched up very, very quickly here. Oh, no.
Danzo?
Well done. Good reading of the game. He was already on his bike there.
Someone should have been there, too. I didn't think that was a bad clearance.
Try and get this ball out. Ben Davies is coming back in there. Nice one.
Get there, Rich.
Oh, go on, Richie.
Oh.
Unlucky. Keep going. Keep going.
Good try, man.
Kanate in possession. Moves it into Gravenberg. Oh, well done,
lovely. Sonny.
Oh, no, Sonny,
wrong option, man. Wrong option.
Sarah and Richie both throwing their hands up there. They're like, what are you doing?
Play it forward, lad.
Robertson. Looks to go out wide to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo looks to go back into Szoboszlai.
Suma, you crack. Love that.
Go on, Richie, hold that.
Richie, wrong area, man.
Well done. Come on, ref.
Kulu.
Come on now, ref. Well done. That's brilliant.
Richie, he's got to go towards Kulu there. He does well there in the foul, but he's got to go closer to Kulu there. That's your friend. I think he's
just looking to get more bodies up, Jack, rather than take the risk. I get what you're saying. Kulu is there for the run, but I think it's the right decision.
Fair play to Basuma, though, man. What a challenge. Basuma up for it there. He's up for it, Basuma. He's getting stuck. He's very aggressive. He's playing on the borderline here, Basuma, of just being a little bit. I don't know if it's over aggressive because he has won his challenges. 24C
says, "Son, don't start." It's floating in over the top.
Clipped it in.
Corner.
That's a corner. That's a corner.
Please come on, lads. Danso.
Oh yeah.
Rhythm is a dancer. We saw Kevin Danso.
And Richarlison, Richie, we know. Set piece threat.
Bentancur
definitely a set piece threat.
Oh, Danso, come on. This is your woman. Or Benjamin Davies. Come on.
Look at the size.
Look at that big lump of Vaseline on his head to keep that cut in.
Hold me closer, Kevin Danso. Smash him into the net.
High lines even higher. Come on, Sonny.
They're
Good
all in on the
delivery here,
goalkeeper.
brother.
They're surrounding the goalkeeper.
Yeah, because they know the danger we possess with Sonny's corners now. It's a good
Flipped it
delivery.
in. Oh, Ben Davis was onto it.
He's gone flying in there. I don't know where he went to do an overhead or a half bicycle attempt.
Good clearance,
He
Jed.
had to do that.
Good clearance. Got to track back here, Basuma.
Basuma, he's on it.
Done,
He's
man.
sprinting. Get in there again, Bis. Papa Massar getting across. Brilliant.
Good, great defensive work from some of these guys here.
The midfield is really, putting some pressure on there. It's good to see. And Richie. Van Dijk into Szoboszlai. Onto Konate. Looks to get it out wide here to Conor Bradley. Now Mo Salah. He's looking for that ball in behind. It's very well cut out by Jedi. Mo Salah back to Konate.
It's good shape. Like
it's a very good shape. Robertson.
Well done.
Oh, Kulu. Brilliant play. Brilliant tracking back from Kulu.
Boys are working hard.
Good dogged defensive work here from Tottenham. So Bosley, get close to him. Don't allow him that space again. Konate gets it out wide here to Mo Salah. Doubling up on him with Son and Jed Spence. Back to
well done, Sar. Sir.
Well done, Sar. No way, ref.
Oh my.
No way, ref.
I don't even know. I feel like Sar was the one that was fouled. Sar was the one who was brought down.
Stuart Davidson, don't give them anything. They ain't too far away from us. Absolutely spot on. Chris Ween says there's too much of a disconnect between defence and midfield when we have the ball. I think that's a fair point to make. And King Huddle says good work ethic here.
Yeah.
Look, still in a good position 20 minutes in. Let's see if we can deal with this set piece here from Liverpool. Szoboszlai and Salah over it. It's a good delivery.
I love that.
First man cuts it out. Ken Kulu nicked that, unlucky. It's gone all the way back to Kelleher. Looking maybe for Tottenham to come on the press. We're not going to do that.
Over 500 in the house. Please, everybody, smash the like button.
Big up, guys. How are we all feeling now? 20
We're
minutes
battling here, everybody. 20 minutes. We're nearly hitting the 20-minute mark. It's stages. We're going through this game in stages. Come on, Kulu. Put the pressure on, boys. Jedi. Good clearance.
Well done, Jed. Keep doing that, Jedi.
They're going to go for those big switches. Allison looking jealous.
Van Dijk. Gakpo back to Robertson. Robertson into Gravenberch. Good first time pass back to Van Dijk onto Konate. Liverpool starting to move the ball swiftly. Tottenham trying to block up the areas through the middle here. Van Dijk goes for the switcher play in over Archie Gray's head onto Gakpo. Gakpo looking to front him up. Cuts inside.
Well done.
Forced backwards. Well done.
Well done, Rich. Push out. Push out, Sonny. Push out.
Got to try and cut this out. Jedi up against Mo Salah. Mo Salah pulls it back to Conor Bradley. Delivers a good one to the back post. Well done, Archie Gray. Well switched on. Getting a seal of approval there from Danzo. That's very good defending.
Nervous, but glad you got them caps on. Spurs man, love that.
Oh.
It's hiding the tension. Spurs man, it's hiding the caps, dude. They hold it all in. Just aged 20 years and 20 minutes, says Danny Darko.
We didn't deal with the first set piece too well. So Bosley with the delivery. Let's see if we can deal with this one a bit more convincingly here.
Well done, Rich.
Weird Richie.
My bum is twitching like a rabbit's nose, says King Huddle.
Brilliant. Curtis Jones moves that forward onto Szoboszlai. He's got a couple of runners here. He cuts inside. He goes for the shot. That's fucking brilliant from Ben Davies.
Get out.
Another shot from distance.
What a block from Danzo.
Brilliant. Richie, hold that.
Richie, hold it up, man.
Good play.
Done, Bentancur. What a touch.
Well done. Good ball to Kulu. Go, Kulu. No,
get it out of your feet, man.
Anything but that, Kulu.
Get it out of your feet.
Oh.
It's a slow, trickling ball to your feet, man. Why is he... First touch. Lovely touch from Bentancur there.
Yeah, it was a great touch around the corner. We need to try and get a spell of possession here for a minute or two.
There's a free for that, says Danny Darko.
Oh
yes,
God,
Richie. Come on, man. See, get rid.
Well done, Richie. No, not back to Gray there.
Man. You have players forward. You had Kulu forward.
Goes back to Kinski.
Now we're still going
to that long.
That's why you got to get forward, man. We're still going to then just pump it long. Well done, Bentancur.
Oh, no.
Unlucky.
Rob there, unlucky.
Richie, man, you got to go forward, lad.
He's got to play that into Kulu. Liverpool on the attack here, though. Darren Núñez back to Szoboszlai. Spurs get numbers back now.
Need someone to pull off a Wanyama banger.
Yeah. Big time. Slipped in behind. Let that go out for a goal kick, Kinski. Let it go out and waste the time, man. Please, no.
Danzo.
Oh, he doesn't even want it. He doesn't want it. You can tell. It's a
Not
good
there,
ball.
at least.
Good
well
touch.
done, Danzo.
Go on, Danzo.
Go
on.
Man.
Okay, not bad. He's your centre back. On to Sarr. Out to Sonny. Sonny with a bit of space here. What can he do? Jed Spence on the overlap. He feeds him. Jed Spence clips it across. It's cleared at the near post by Kanate.
Right. Fair play to Danzo there, stepping out.
It looked like he initially didn't want it. He started making me nervous. Like, if you don't want it,
he must have said something to Kinski where he just said, I don't want it or something. Because then when he received it, like you said, he didn't. But he recovered very well. And he played a good pass. Then it was cleared, but he went on to it. I mean, he just burst out towards it to recover it. Very well done. And then he wanted to play that pass. He wanted to play that pass to Sonny. He just decided against it.
Corner kick here. Ken Son get another good delivery here. Got some big men in here ourselves.
Sonny.
Another decent delivery. It's
Danzo flying in.
Davies, can he clip it back in? He does.
Oh, good idea.
Oh, it doesn't fall.
You got to stick a foot out, lad. Jed, well done.
Please
somebody get onto it. Well done.
Well on, Sarr. Thank fuck. Spence, don't. Oh, brilliant, Jed. Brilliant into Bissouma. Come on, break. Or Richie, you're off. We've got the Eddie problem here.
Oh, lovely touch from Sonny. Pop out to Sarr. Sarr, screamer. Oh, it goes for Sonny in behind. Couldn't find him.
Not a bad idea.
Man, you got to stay on sides earlier. You got to stay on side.
He's got to.
Good break from Spurs.
If he makes the initial run, you got to do more to get back on side for Bissouma as well.
I just think he ran way too early. Forced Bissouma to panic.
Oh, Danzo
get onto it.
No.
Get there, Sarr.
Take him if you need to.
Oh, gets to Salah.
No, this is dangerous.
Gets to Ben Davis. Gets to Kinski.
Oh, no. I think that was Danzo that tried to pump that ball through. No, Danzo, not today. You, route one, Danzy. Just route one.
Daisy Danzo.
But that's good. We had a little bit of spell of possession there just to break it up a little. Let's see if we can defend this set piece now. Oh. 25 minutes in. Come on, Spurs. Oh, it's gone short. No one's in a radius of them at all.
Top of the box. Got to get there, lads. Well done, Rich.
That's yours, Jedi. Well on, Jed. So strong in the air. Someone get back and support him. Oh, no. Well done.
Enzo, get out, lad. Jed.
Oh, well done. Good, well left.
Sarr. Find Sarr, brilliant.
Someone support him. No, Sarr. You just got to
seems like there's no options every time we come out with it. Szoboszlai. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Plays it along. Cleared away. Please, someone clear this.
Oh, what a challenge.
Danzo's on the ground.
Danzo. What a block from
it, Rich. Get onto it, Kulu.
Kulu,
well done, Kulu.
Richie.
Find him, Rich.
Back to Kulu.
Run,
Kulu
Rich,
picks it up. Just go. Corner flag. Well done, Kulu. Well held up. He fancies this.
Drive at him, man.
There's no one there. There's no one there. You got to go back.
Well done.
Corner.
Let's go. Well done, Kulu. Well done, Kulu.
Brilliant from Kulu. Kulu.
Much better hold up.
Kulu.
Much better.
That's brilliant
Danzo.
defending from Danzo. That is unbelievable from Danzo.
It's what you learned at MK Dons, Dave.
True. You do have to defend like
The
that there.
unconventional. You learned the unconventional.
Kulu with the delivery here. It's not a bad one to the near
It
post.
was
It's well cleared,
cleared
though.
away
Get
from
out.
Nunez, I think.
Take your time. Who needs to tie their laces?
They did get back very fast.
Yeah. Well
There you
held
go,
up by
Rich.
Richie.
Well done,
done.
Rich.
Archie, back to Richie. On to Kulu. Please. Oh, why didn't you shoot? Why didn't Kulu shoot?
So lovely. Would have been so lovely.
Oh, Liverpool are on the breakaway here, though.
Get there,
Come on,
Jed.
Spency.
Get there, Jed.
Well done, Davies.
Forcing
Fucking brilliant
Salah
reading of the game.
Poor Salah to panic there. Well done, Jed. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that would have been
Could
so...
Kulu have shot that, Jack?
I think he should have. It just would have been such a good goal.
Left
Such a
foot
lovely
as well.
touch from Richie. Such a lovely
Yeah.
touch. The outside the boot, back heel sort of touch to Kulu was just so lovely.
Gravenberg.
Really good moment there from Rich. Come on, boys.
Salah pulls it back to Bradley.
White to Gakpo. With Gray. Good tracking back from Kulu. Gakpo whips it in. Nunez. It's probably one of their better moments, maybe.
They're getting closer. They are getting closer.
Good defending, I actually think, initially from Archie Gray and Kulu. He just whips in a good ball. Gakpo somehow.
Davies. They gotta get on with. They gotta get that between them.
Danzo here. Well done, lad.
Well
done, lad. Kulu.
Travel Kulu. Nothing he could do there. He's just.
He really didn't have many place to go.
See, it's a hard one because all you're looking for these forward players to do is just travel with the ball on their own. You don't want to commit numbers. Salah's in behind. It's a good ball. It's 1-1.
No, he's off. He's off.
Oh, he's saying he's not, you know. I don't think he is.
Hard to tell.
I don't think
he might have been. He looked off. Hard to tell, though. Just sort of.
Let's have a look here. Mo Salah picks it up.
Yeah, he's well off.
Oh!
Well done, Danzo. Well done, Davis. He's well off. He's well off. Fuck off, Sabasli. 30 minutes. For the most part, everybody, with what we were kind of laying out with pre-match build, I think we kind of done what we said. We've had some dangerous counterattacks. We've had some dangerous moments. And then we have, for the most part, held our nerve here.
Oh, Richie.
Well done, Rich. Sonny, find him.
Kulu.
Oh, Sonny, you got to find him there, lad. Get Kulu. See, we've had little moments like this that I think will make this Liverpool crowd nervous.
Just got to keep hanging on in here. Got to get this to halftime.
Well done.
Konate.
Causing our own pressure by giving the ball away, says Brett.
Yeah.
There have been some sloppy moments, and I do think we've had some counter-attacking chances, and I think we've either made the wrong decision or have just not necessarily executed. Actually, more of the time, I really just think it's been the wrong decision. Sometimes we're just playing the wrong guy.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And then it leads to the move getting broken down because, you played the first pass was the wrong pass, maybe.
Yeah, see, it's a difficult one. Like, you don't want them midfielders bursting forward and creating gaping holes, So it's a bit of a difficult one. Them forwards are, in general, going to have a long, lonely evening, and they are going to have to try and make something work between them. That's brilliant there from Basuma. It's another corner kick here to Liverpool. Curtis Jones looks like he's going to take this one. It's gone short. Tottenham switched on to this, though. It's gone to the edge of the box. Robertson, he's going to float this back post. Free header to Salah. Salah puts it over.
Come on, boys. Can't be giving Salah too many souvenirs here.
That's one straight off the training ground. RST says warning signs. Eventually the dam will break. I mean, look, there has been warning signs. You're absolutely spot on. I would say we've defended resolutely enough so far to a degree as well. We are up against the best team in the country. Oh no, Basuma's down feeling an injury. Not good. He's been absolutely brilliant. But I do think, if we could try and just keep possession a little bit better it might help us, just get this to halftime. We've got to get this to halftime, RST. We have to.
Great challenge. RST, believe me, like if we don't end up creating more counterattacks and more moments to see if we can, sort of get one against the run of play here, then absolutely the dam should eventually break. But I do think we have had some little breakaways here and there, and that's kind of the point of counterattacking football is that you give yourself some breakaways. We just need to take advantage of some of them.
Yeah.
And if we do, then we find ourselves 2-0 up on aggregate, and then it's a very different game.
Just pump it, Davies. No,
I 100% agree, man. I mean, that's kind of the danger of defending like this.
Oh, no.
Recovery from Jed.
Liverpool taking the patient approach
well
here.
Done.
Well done, Basuma Kulu.
Gotta play forward. Gotta play forward.
Well, if we could get that into Sarr, Sonny was in behind. Mo Salah running at us now.
Backwards, I think
this is where he becomes dangerous in the box.
Come
it's
on,
a ball all the way across. It's 1-1. All the way to Cody Gakpo. Fuck's sake.
Oh,
nightmares.
There. We had a counter there. Everybody was flying forward.
A misplaced pass from Basuma in the fucking midfield. Jesus Christ. It's always him, man.
I think it's on Basuma for the misplaced pass, but even initially, I just didn't know why we're even playing backwards. Like, we just got to go forwards. We have runners. Like, look at this here. Why are we playing it to Basuma there? We just need to go forwards.
That's an easy ball from Basuma to Sarr. It's just
It is an easy ball. I just, still, though, I don't, like, Basuma's right next to him. I just don't know why you're playing that to him. He's got to get rid of it so quickly.
It's a great ball from Mo Salah.
It is. Kinski again. Could he maybe save that?
Oh.
Didn't look like the cleanest of strikes from Gakpo. Yeah, I think Kinski could have saved that.
Fuck's sake.
Kinski, I think, could have saved that.
Bentancur. That's a right kick in the stones.
0-0.
Not again, Basuma. For fuck's sake, Basuma, wake up, you idiot. You just done it once already.
Still plenty of time. It's just a kick in the stones, though, because, again, we were just saying, I think we have been creating some counterattacks. We've just been sloppy in some of them, and we just need to take advantage of one of them. And we had one there, and that's the thing, is that on that one, the problem is that one looked like a real one. We had 3 or 4 players flying forward, and then all of a sudden, we're just running back the other direction, and that's what happens there. It's a poor, poor mistake. It's a poor giveaway. Because I think that one, you could tell the players looked like they must have had a real counter on because they were really sprinting forward.
It's just so annoying. It's just such an easy 5-yard ball to Sarr. And, this is a common thing with Basuma, though. And this is the problem. He's never consistent with it. And that's what you need from the great midfielder. Someone that's just consistent, that can move that ball on. Oh, he's caused us a right headache here.
Nil-nil. Gakpo running at the defense here.
It's starting to get dangerous now.
Well, now we need to steal back some type of momentum if we can. Again, though, I will say this: like Kinski, could he have saved that? He could have.
It's close enough range. It's close enough range. I do know what you're saying. I know, but them one's close enough in though. Hit with a bit of power. Oh fuck me. No, not there, Bentancur and Kinski. Really not there. Don't be brain dead. Robertson. Konate.
Ray, be careful, lad.
Gakpo with space. You got to close that space down. Moves it back to Robertson. Fires it
cleared
in.
away by Danzo. Good clearance.
Well done, Danzo. See if we can get to grips with this game now. It's out wide to Mo Salah. Mo Salah punts it in behind. Ben Davies is there. It's bloody brilliant defending. Let's see if we can regather some composure here. Such a kick in the stomach, innit, Jack?
Felt like I just think it's just because just right then it felt like a real counter, and then it's just once you counter, that's the thing. That's once you counterattack, you do send all of a sudden some players forward, and then we just gave it away so quickly after having the counter. Like we played one complete pass in that counterattack, and then we already gave it away, and then everybody's already flying forward and having to run the other direction, and they just took advantage of it. I think they even caught out Jet Spence even being out of position because I think he was trying to get forward as well. So it's poor giveaway. It's a poor giveaway. Just need to get to halftime now.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if they get to halftime, it's okay. It's we would love to still be a 0 up on aggregate, but we knew this was going to be hard, and it's unfortunate because I just don't think. Yes, we've been under the pressure, but Liverpool, like I said, we have had counterattacking moments. We're just not sharp enough sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think we've been making the wrong options. Like, I'll be honest, I think too many times when you only have the only direction you can go is forward, even if it looks intimidating, even if it looks daunting, you have to go forward sometimes. Even if you're going to lose it, you just have to go forward.
Well, when you're trying to play,
if you play backwards to guys, you're already playing it backwards where all the Liverpool players already are.
Yeah.
All the Liverpool players are already behind you.
Yeah.
So why are you going backwards? That's my frustration. Is there have been times when Richie has done it 2 or 3 times where he's played it backwards when, I'll be honest, as the striker, man, you just got to try to get spun and go forward.
Yeah.
But here we are. Let's try to see out this next 6 minutes, Dave. And at the end of the day, I won't be too mad. If they can hold out here.
No, but I think you're spot on there. Because we're playing this counter-attacking football, you've just got to go. You've got to. You're absolutely spot on there.
It's probably why I even was saying that to Kulu.
Into trouble.
I'm probably being really, really harsh on Kulu by saying that he should have gone forwards, but it's just like that was the theme of why I felt like the other counterattacks kept breaking down was because we just kept going backwards. But that one probably wasn't a good example of me saying that. Kinski, I don't know. Maybe it was from close enough range, but for me, it just didn't even look like the cleanest of strikes actually from Gakpo. It didn't look like he really caught it that sweetly.
Yeah, no, look, there's definitely, could have Kinski done better. I definitely agree with you there. Basuma, don't lose it again. Oh, fuck me.
Not a good ball from Basuma. In behind.
Up the field again.
Again, that's another sort of transitional moment. We're just giving it away so quickly.
Oh, no, Sarr gets caught. He tries to go for the ball. Bentancur gets turned. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant from Jed Spence.
Every time we get a transition, we're giving it away within 1 or 2 passes, and it's just catching out the whole team.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to get forward. Everyone's trying to get a bit of relief. That's the thing. A counterattack, too, it gives you that relief of getting into the other half of the pitch, giving you that sort of solace there. And we're just not, the forwards aren't doing their job.
Oh, it's another outswinger. No, it's well taken down by Mo Salah. Curtis Jones moves that on to Conor Bradley, is it? Or Szoboszlai. That's too easy, Rich.
Pass for Charleston way too easily.
You got to go, Richie. You just got to go.
This is my man. You just have to get up the pitch. See if you can get a throw in. There you are. See?
It's a good ball. Bentancur.
Gets there. Well done.
On, carry.
It's all right. It's all right. See, that's a good example there.
No, but please, can we stop giving it to him? Just get to halftime without passing it to
Don't boot it, please. Don't pump it. Thank you. Anzo. Lovely.
It's a great ball to Kulu.
Can you find Richie? Here. Come on, Kulu.
Have it.
Kulu. Subi. Not a bad.
Look, you gotta have it.
He didn't strike well. Not a bad decision, though. I don't mind the decision.
It's much better there. It's much better going forward.
He's got to curl it. I don't know why he's hitting it like that, but
we need to try and get Sonny in one of them positions if we can.
Yeah, it's not a bad decision from Kulu. I'm not mad at him for that.
We haven't been able to get Sonny on the ball at all yet this game. Konate. Come on, can we get some pressure on here? Well, it's too easy.
Well done, boys. Basuma, find Bentancur. Find Bentancur, right, man. He's in the middle.
Oh, what the fuck? Dude.
Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. Dude. What is that? Like, he's not even open, man.
He's rattled. Take him off at halftime. He's absolutely
Not
rattled.
even open. I think you're right. I think you're right. He is. He's gotten rattled since the mistake.
Another great opportunity to fucking have a spell of possession there.
Giving it away there. You have time as well. You have time.
It's so naive, and he's one of your experienced players. It's so naive. He's trying to make up for the mistake, you know, try and play this hero pass. And all he's done is just put us under pressure again heading into halftime.
It's just even there too. Like, even if you don't play Bentancur there, you have time on the ball. You have time. You're a midfielder, man. You should know that.
Van Dijk to Kanate.
It's on Sar.
Good pressure, Sar. Someone else get across and help him though. Kanate onto Van Dijk.
Well done,
Well done,
Gray.
Gray. Well read.
Plays in behind to Richie. Can he get there?
It's the right idea
from Archie. It's just not too heavy there from him.
Keep going, Richie.
A good out ball.
Don't drop the head. Oh no. Oh no.
Fuck's sake.
He's done. He knows it. He's done. Time to get Mateus Tell on.
Fuck's sake.
Blow it up, ref. No, they're not allowed. It's up to Liverpool to put the ball out. It's a ball in behind here. Onto Gakpo, running at Archie Gray. This will be controversial if it goes in. Mo Salah, it's gone over.
Thank you, Kinsk. Thank you, Kinski.
That's Richarlison's evening done. You can tell with the anger. He hit the ground. He knows. It's time to get Tell on to see what he can do. Good block by Jed Spence and a great save from Kinski. Fucking hell.
Why wasn't Dane Scarlett available for this? Oh, maybe he couldn't be registered for the Carabao Cup team?
No, you don't have to be registered for Carabao Cup.
Okay. Dane Scarlett, though, maybe not on the bench, which is kind of interesting. I know Tell is the likely one, but then, right, also with Tell coming on, you would still maybe want someone if you needed to. Sort of someone like Scarlett to come on. Oh, here he is.
Go.
Number 11.
Mateus Tell. We really need some magic today, kid.
Yeah.
We really need some magic, kid.
0-0. Can he be the hero?
Come on, Tell.
580 in the house. Please, everybody, smash the like button. We're near halftime, even though Tell is coming on. There's only so much time left.
There could be
get
5,
in your
10
thoughts
minutes
at
added on
halftime,
here.
please, everybody. Get in your thoughts.
Could easily be 5, 10 minutes added on here. We've had quite a few stoppages.
That's true. That's true.
Come on, Tell.
7 minutes. Dave was right.
That's it, Richie. Take your time getting off. Get it. Don't touch him, Lionel. Who do you think you are? Fuck off. You're a nobody.
Don't want to injure his arm.
You're just hoping this kid can pick up the ball and go beat 2, 3 players. He's telling Son to go up front, and Tell's going out on the left. Interesting.
I think I will take that halftime beer that I rejected.
Yeah. Might start drinking beer myself at this rate.
Dave and I, actually, everybody, Dave and I are headed to the pub for halftime. We'll see.
It's a Buzz Light. Oh, well done. Go on, Bentancur. Oh, it doesn't get there.
Kinski, catch this
yours.
one. Dude!
Shit. Fucking hell, Kinski.
Dude!
That's the young, that's the naivety shown there. He's got to just come.
What the hell, man? He's run away from the ball as well, lad. Fucking hell. Catch it with 2 hands.
These are these rookie mistakes we just don't need right now. They've got us rattled. We need to get to halftime.
If we do the same, come on, T, please.
Van Dijk's ran away. He's got to catch that.
Come on, man. Vic isn't doing that.
It's an in-swinger. Can we deal with this? We do brilliantly. Go on, Kulu.
He lost it in the lights. Maybe that was what it was. The bright lights of Liverpool. Oh.
Please. Oh.
That's so basic, man. You can't be making an excuse for him. Can't just be throwing Vic under the bus.
Oh, please.
Kulu!
Oh, please pick this up. One of you.
Come on.
Sar.
Basuma,
No,
lad.
please no Basuma. Bentacore.
Oh, why are we passing all? Why
Sar.
don't we get a forward there? Have Kulu right in front of Van Dijk.
Jed Spence doing that right back.
Why are we playing triangles when we had 3 players forward? We had 3 players forward in the penalty area. Why are we playing triangles? In behind to Sonny. Poor touch. Might have been off as well.
Good idea, though. Appreciate the idea. Let's get this into halftime now. Van Dijk. Szoboszlai. Come on, Tal. Kulu. Trying to get the pressure on here. Liverpool just popping it around now. They're enjoying this. Oh, no. Robertson in space here.
Gakpo. Feels like the longest bit out of time.
Yeah. We're starting to get tired here. This is where we usually end up conceding. It's a ball in.
Clear away from Jed. Well done, Jedi.
Looks like him and Archie Gray switched position, or are they switching back over now?
Could have been the case that, they got switched at one point. Unintentionally. Good bravery from Jed Spence there. Great bravery.
If he didn't go there, that would have been a free header. Come on, 3 minutes left, Tottenham, please.
Jed has been excellent again, says Ugly Fish. I agree.
It's an outswinger from Szoboszlai here.
Kulu.
Go on, Kulu, please. Oh. Get out. Goal kick. Push everyone up, just punt it long.
Rick and Brighton saying Pop has to be taken off. I think it has to be Basuma, Rick. Basuma, I think he's looked the more rattled of the midfielders for me. I don't think Sarr has, done anything extraordinary, but I think he has been about as good as anybody else has been defensively. And then it's just
Sarr gives you energy. He gets across, blocks up gaps, chases the ball. For me, just Basuma's giving away too many passes. It was his pass that led to that goal. And then he goes and does a Hail Mary for Kulu over the top after that as well. And it's just sort of, I just think he's been a bit rattled by, since then by his decision making. But look, let's wait and see Jed Spence with the throw in here. Oh, come on. We can't be affording to give away a ball here like this. Get in after it. Oh, my God. He's beating 3 players. Fuck me. Jesus. Come on, Tottenham. 1 minute and 30 left, please. This isn't looking good.
Last minute here. Come on, lads. So we can see this out, please. Just need to. I'll be fine if they do. I'll be honestly, at the end of the day, can't have it all. Let's see this out. Let's recollect ourselves, regather ourselves, see if Ange can tweak something or just even inspire something into them. Get in your thoughts, please, everybody, at halftime as well. Cleared away from Archie Gray. Last minute here.
Offside?
Yeah.
Right, our chance to... Come on, let's see if we can nick one here before halftime. Let's see if we can get an attack here. Danzo on to Davies. 1 minute left. Davies puts it out into Sonny. Sonny back to Pat.
You have Jed Spence behind, man. You got to play it. That's what I mean. Sometimes we've been too hesitant to play these balls in behind. Again, we're too hesitant to play forward. That's my frustration. Too hesitant to go forwards. In the moments that we have.
See if we can get Batiste on the ball running at them.
Oh. Bentancur tries to win it high, but gets caught.
10 seconds left. Liverpool with the last attack here at the half. It's gone out to Mo Salah. Mo Salah punts it in for Conor Bradley. It's bloody brilliant defending from
That's a goal kick.
Papa Sarr, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Half time here.
Halftime. Hey,
Oh,
we're 0-0 now. 45 minutes to go. And this is just peak nerves, isn't it? It's just peak nerves. Spurs been put under pressure. Spurs have been put under the cosh. I think we were unfortunate in the goal that we conceded. It felt like we were starting to maybe claw ourselves into the game a bit more. Poor giveaway from Basuma. And I was kind of feeling like, one of those counterattacks we needed to take advantage of. Actually, we're about to, it looked like, but then we just gave it away and got punched in the mouth. Dave, that's kind of, I think it was just that key moment in the game. We knew we were going to be under pressure. We knew that Liverpool were going to be all over us. I think defensively, for the most part, we dealt with it pretty well. It's just that, like I said, some of these moments that we have had in possession, in transition, I think we've been a bit sloppy in these transitional moments. I think we've had times to potentially cause problems. I think we have had times to get in their faces, to sort of, I don't know, win the ball back and sort of, try to deliver a sucker punch, on the counter. And it's just too many giveaways, too many poor sort of passing in those transitional moments. And it eventually led to us getting caught out and Liverpool kind of punching us in the mouth. But I don't
look,
know. That's what it is for me. I think defensively, we actually haven't been even that poor. I think it's just maybe on the counterattacks, we just haven't taken advantage of them.
yeah, look, look, I have to say this. I think Liverpool's quality is certainly shown in this half.
Yeah,
Even towards the end of the half,
they
they've
are
been
all over
pushing
us.
around. We haven't been able to get near them, and we expect this to a certain degree. They are the best team in Europe right now. But I agree with you. I think resolute. I think we've been resolute at the back line. I think defensively we've been good. It's just we haven't quite been able to execute that counter attack to any real effect whatsoever. We haven't been able to get Son in the game whatsoever. He's barely touched the ball out there. We need to try and get him in the game in this second half. Look, it's not a disastrous half. Ideally, you would have liked to come in with a clean sheet. But there's little things that we can do to improve ourselves here. Like you said, we've been sloppy at moments. I'm worried about Kinski, by the way. That's twice now he's made rookie errors in goals. One where the ball straight into the bread basket, he ends up giving Ben Davies a cut on the head. And then the second one there where Van Dijk runs away and he goes to punch it and gives them a corner. It's little things like that that we're doing to put ourselves under pressure that we don't need to do. Archie Gray in the first half went to play out from the back with two Liverpool players pressing on him. That ball can bounce anywhere. You don't take that risk. And then, do you know what, Jack? I said it in my predicted lineup in the pre-match build-up. My biggest fear has come back to haunt me today. Basuma. He does it all the time in big games. You cannot trust this guy in these sort of games. And it's a shit pass. It's an easy pass that he's given away. He's put it behind Papa Matasar. It's a 5-yard ball. Papa Matasar's gone. Son's gone. All of a sudden, Liverpool turn it over, and there's a huge gap for them to play in. And that's not Sarr, that's not Son's fault. The opportunity was there for the counter. Basuma just could not make that pass. And we've seen this time and time again, him getting dispossessed in these big games, being too lackadaisical. We've seen it against Arsenal, for God's sake. He's done it against Liverpool in the 6-3. He's done it here again. Penalty against Chelsea. It's not good enough from this guy. Nowhere near it. And I know some people are going to say, harsh, you're singling him out. But it's him that gave that ball away that led to the
biggest
goal.
moment of the game.
He does this all the big games. Look, we're still in this cup time. Make no mistake about it. We've got a huge 45 minutes ahead. I just wonder how we're going to approach this. Does Ange tweak something tactically and look to maybe surprise Liverpool and go at them? Or do we sit in and still look to hit them on the counter? I think no matter what, it's a dicey game. It's a risky game right now with the game right in the balance. We need to fucking, I don't know, drag something out of us at halftime, get some rousing speeches going, and just call people out on their shit. Tell them to tidy up. If we can do that, we still got a chance.
I don't think it's harsh it's just when the game is like that, when it's 0-0 and when it's high pressure, high stress situations like that, a lot of times, the game does come down to really individual moments and you do end up having to hyperanalyze them and look at, what went wrong. And unfortunately, Basuma did play a big part in, I think, that goal for Liverpool. I had felt like, we were dealing with, like I said, they're all over us. They're putting us under pressure. I agree with Hardest T. The dam was eventually going to be broken by Liverpool, but we did have some transitions. And in that one, it really looked like the players maybe saw something, like maybe they saw some gaps. Perhaps some of the Liverpool players were out of position because you could see they were all flying forward and we just kept sort of giving it away in some of these transitions. That was one of them and ended up being the most crucial one, the most crucial counterattack that we had that ended up breaking down. And then when you do try to go on a counterattack, you're going to end up having more players forward than you would earlier when you're really sort of hunkering in and try to defend for your lives. And Liverpool just took advantage of that. They got it out wide to Salah. Salah plays in a really dangerous ball with the outside of his foot, sort of bouncing in the penalty area. Once it's bouncing in the penalty area like that, someone can come onto it and strike it. And to be honest, again, let me know in the chat, everybody, if I'm being harsh. I also wonder if even Kinski could have played a part in pulling off, again, a big save. I understand that would have been a very, very difficult save, but I've yet to see him make a world-class save yet, at Spurs. And I think with his feet, he's okay. It's just, he's not necessarily making the saves yet. And he's even let in some goals that I do question, whether Vicario would have saved or not. But, we're 1-1. It's 0-0, 45 minutes to go. No reason to lose our heads yet, but you do have to look at that individual moment, as a big deciding factor of this game. But we'll see whether we'll rue it or not. And I think another thing too, you have to look back at the first leg, whether we're ruining some of the missed chances, because we could have still been, 2-1 up, 3-1 up on aggregate potentially, if we took our chances in that first leg. Jerome Dave saying, even though we are not playing, it was I was expecting this. Even though we were not playing well, I was expecting this. We were holding them defensively until Basuma cost us again. So that's what I'm trying to say, Dave, right? Is that, it's just that's the moment of the game. That's the big, sort of key minute, key sort of few seconds. And just that poor pass for Basuma is sadly what leads to the goal. There's no other really way to look at it.
No, look, there has to be an understanding. This was always going to be the way we were going to approach this game here today. Always, coming out looking to sit in defensively and look to hit them on the counter. That was always going to be the game plan. I don't think anyone should be really complaining about the game plan. That was always going to be it. We were always going to spend large possessions, times out of possession. And to a large degree, it's worked. The midfield tree, everyone blocking up the midfield and asking questions of Liverpool out wide. It's worked to a large degree. Unfortunately, the one breakaway where we went to push the centre midfielder out of the space that he's been occupying, and Sonny, it's our own downfall because we couldn't complete a basic pass. And it's Basuma that's cost us. Otherwise, this game plan would be working. We'd be sitting here at half-time saying 0-0. 45 minutes to go. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm sick of it with Basuma. Not only that, Jack, then 2 minutes later, we're in possession. We have a chance to go forward.
Another counter-attack.
He bumps a long one in behind for Kulusevski and just goes, there's the ball back, comes straight back at us. He's absolutely brain dead in these high-pressure games, in these high-stake games. He gets overwhelmed by the occasion. In possession, he's an absolute liability. Out of possession, he's actually been really good today. I've got to give him his flowers in that. But it's these moments that we keep seeing from him in games, Jack, where he gives away a sloppy ball and it gets turned over and comes into the back of the net. And it's not good enough from Basuma. I'll be honest, it's a bit of a hard one. Do you take him off and punish him and say, look, not fucking good enough, costing us in possession, get out, get someone like a Bergvall in there, or pull Kulu in there and get someone else out wide? I'm not quite so sure what to do. But if I'm Postecoglou or I'm screaming at him at halftime. I'm sorry, but sometimes it's the only way to get through to him. No point in sitting there, come on, Biss, get that out of your head. There's no point, because all he's going to do is go out there lackadaisical again. It's not good enough from Basuma. Yet again, he's cost us. He's let everybody down, along with the sending off last year, along with the balloons at the start of the season. It's starting to just pile up on Basuma now in terms of how much he's costing us at Tottenham Hotspur, and it's not good enough. Look, we still got a chance here. Make no mistake about it. It'd be interesting to see if Postecoglou makes one or two changes, looks to try and do something a little bit different this half. I think it's going to be a true test of what he has to offer in that regards. He's got options here today. Be interesting to see if we can get Tell on the ball, get Son on the ball. We've got some good players that can do spur-of-the-moment things. We're not out of this. We're just hoping that someone could step up and pull us through, a bit like Bergvall done in the first leg, and get Basuma off the hook.
Yeah. Everybody, let us know, what you think, needs to be done. If Ange needs to make any changes, do you haul Basuma off? I agree with Dave. I actually think he'd been having a pretty good game up until that point. I think a lot of people were actually guilty of what he did there. It felt like other people had moments where they were capable of playing a pass, it was misplayed, or they took the wrong decision in those transitions. It wasn't Basuma, on the other moments. There were plenty of other transitions and counterattacks that we ended up not really taking advantage of, but it ended up being that one. And unfortunately for Basuma, he was the key player in it. It's just, do you end up punishing him for it? Like Dave said, do you pull him off? Do you yank him? Do you pull in, Lucas Bergvall to come on and save the day? Or do you give him that benefit of the doubt, wondering if he is then going to try to redeem himself try to sort of make up for it and play out of his skin. Because I actually really thought, defensively too, Basuma really was, getting foots in. He was trying to sort of put pressure on people. He was trying to get on, sort of the backs of these Liverpool players. And it's just unfortunate to see just, kind of it come down to that. But Dave, high pressure situations, semifinals, it really does usually come down to that. I don't think we're getting walloped or anything by Liverpool, but we have been put under a lot of defensive pressure, and you need to give yourself that relief. And when you have maybe a moment to attack, when you do have a moment to get up the pitch and try to sort of push, the Liverpool defense back and force them to think about you, we haven't done that today. I don't think we have taken advantage of it. And so eventually the dam was broken by Liverpool, but it was a very well taken goal, to be fair to them.
That's the thing, Jack. We've got to try and offer some attacking outlet or some attacking threat this half. We can't just sit in and allow it to come one way again, because we've been here before under Jose, under Conte, under Nuno. The dam will break again. We've got to try and give them something to think about, try and push them back a little bit, and try and grab a foothold in this game. Look, I see people in the chat saying no one's played well this half, but that's that was always going to be the case when you're sitting off Liverpool and trying to contain. Now we have to try and go at them and try and get another goal, try and get a goal here, all we need is a draw. It's not beyond the realms of impossibility, but we do need to try and get a foothold in the game. We need to try and get Son on the ball. Right now, anytime he touches that ball, what's his name? Conor Bradley's just hitting Son hard, and it's almost like Son doesn't want to know. We've got to try and get the ball into his feet, and let's see if he can work some magic. Try and get Tell into a position where maybe you can get him running. I'd almost move Kulusevski up front, let him be the battering ram, put Tell one side, Son the other, and look to see if we can get them one-on-one running at them and create a bit of space in this half. But we have to find an outlet. If not, we all know what's going to happen.
I don't think that's actually a bad suggestion, to be honest. I think Kulu might be better off being our hold-up guy. And then down the flanks, you might get a bit more pace, a bit more of an outlet, with someone like Tell, with someone like with Sonny, and maybe even giving Sonny, a different side to work with, him on the right side. You might have sort of a different perspective, sort of fresh look at things. And I'd agree with that. I think you might be better off just sort of having Kulu be your hold-up striker. Tell, he's big, he's not necessarily a small guy, but we see how he handled Konate and Van Dijk. It would be really tough for him. And I agree, he's a tricky player. He might be better off in those wide areas. And I think he prefers to play on the left anyways. So maybe you would move Sonny over to the right. Any other suggestions? Anybody? Feel free to let me know. Just hook Son. He's been pure shite, says Ginala. Dave, I mean, just the forward line in general, though, I would say just hasn't really offered us much relief. Kulu has gotten onto the ball. I think he's probably been our best outlet thus far, but I think they've all kind of struggled. Richarlison was struggling. Kulu was kind of struggling. Sonny was struggling. They were all kind of just finding it hard to carry us up the pitch. Kulu, like I said, probably did the best job of it, but wouldn't even say he's had his best game in doing that. One of these forwards do kind of need to step up and just showing that bravery. I said to you sometimes, it's also a bit of bravery. They need to just look at what's in front of them, even if there are 2-3 Liverpool players, see if you can drive at them, see if you can get a bit of luck. You might end up, getting a bounce of the ball your way, from a tackle or something like that, and then you're in behind. It's just sometimes I felt like Sonny, Richie, Kulu to a degree, going backwards maybe too often, or just not being brave enough into some of these transitions. So one of them needs to step up. One of them needs to do their part. They are forwards for a reason. They have to be brave.
Well, look, I think Sonny needs to be a little bit braver. Maybe he could get himself into better positions to receive that ball, maybe from the midfield. But this is where I think you need to get Sonny and Tell out wide, because you're going to need a player that can operate in tight spaces, have that bit of skill that can skin his man and make something happen. That's what we need to do. Like, we can't get into the trap here where we're flooding everybody forward. We're still in this game. You start flooding players forward, you leave a lot more spaces for the likes of Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo to operate in, which you don't want to do. So there is still going to be an element where we'll probably look to sit in, not push too many bodies forward. I think that'll only happen if Liverpool go and score again. So for me, I think the only option is Tell one side, Son the other, get the ball into their feet and let them run. Let them go down that line and let's see what they can do. And it has to be done out wide, because if Liverpool do get a tackling, 9 times out of 10 it'll go in for a throw, which means then naturally you can start pushing people up and get behind that throw in. So I think that's what needs to happen. Let's wait and see what Postecoglou decides to do.
Looks like Lucas Bergvall is still kind of in the training gear, kind of the warm-up suit. So I'm not too sure if he's coming on to play. Matisse Tell is actually doing some warm-ups, funny enough, maybe just because he's only just come into the game. And maybe he's not too well versed in the Ange Postecoglou tactics yet.
Oh, there we
All
are.
he really needs to do is just get a goal if he can for us. Queen Ellie saying she likes the idea of putting Kulu through the middle. She's thinking about putting Mikey Moore on. Kulu's been clumsy, needs to wake up, says Colin Turner. I don't know about that. I just think he's not had necessarily the best of games, but he's tried his best to bring us up.
Gotta remember though, there's no support with him. When we get him the ball, we're just asking him to batter his way up the line. You're always going to lose possession and stuff doing that. These are things you have to take into account with what he's being asked to do.
That's my thing. I'm not even really upset if he loses the ball. My only thing was maybe a couple of times I think he's turned backwards when he didn't need to. He could have tried to carry us up, but if anything, you're going to lose the ball when you have only 2 players in front of you, basically, or only even one other guy to play to. That's what I mean. You have to be brave, and you have to just look to try to get it past your defender, even if it looks like it's a very low likelihood that you would. It's kind of that's what you need to do sometimes in these counterattacking situations. And again, just to give your defense that bit of relief. And what ends up happening too is it might go out for a throw-in. You might get a free kick. You might get something, and you give your team that relief. You give your team that sort of second. And that's what we need to do here. But Dave, we're going into halftime. Everybody strap in. Next 45 minutes still away from a cup final. It is only 0-0. That's why I said I'm not losing my head yet. But like Ripsy said, maybe I'm losing my hair. That's what Ripsy said. Not losing my head, but maybe losing my hair. Dave, we're getting ready.
Look, we've no option but to step up here, Jack. The only option is sink or swim. Got to learn how to swim. Got to step up quickly. Some of these young players are going to have to step up tonight, to Frank's point. Let's try and rewrite history, Let's try. We've got to do something here tonight. Let's see what we can do. It's not over, like I said.
And frankly, Tottenham, let's show some mettle and or the history repeats. Exactly right, frankly, Tottenham. Come on, man. Let's break this Spursiness. Let's get to a cup final, lad. Can the football gods be in our favor for once?
Next 5, we can't concede. Oh, no, not like
and
this.
And already Cody Gakpo's running at us.
Oh, no.
It's already in behind for Salah. Please, no, please.
Right on the bench. Let's go wide.
Not a great start.
Not a good start. Not the start we needed. This is a massive, massive second half for Tottenham Hotspur.
45 minutes down, 45 to go, says Sean. Yeah, sorry about that. Maybe misuse of phrasing.
Come on, Spurs. Defend this. Robertson with the in-swinger here. I think they're going to test Kinski.
Into the near post. Is it out for another corner? Looks like it is. Yeah. Also, everybody, looks like there are no issues or anything technical-wise, so please smash the like button for us. Stream did not break, from what I could tell.
Not yet.
Not yet, at least. So please smash the like button for us. Does us a massive favor. Send this out to more people, more Spurs fans.
It's going to be another one. I think this one will go in on top of Kinski. It's Robertson. It is gone in on top.
Oh, it's right on top of Kinski. It looks like he saved it. Or maybe he didn't know much about it.
One or the other.
But it did get parried away. Oh, nearly Kulu getting onto it. Ball out wide here. They've got tons of space, these Liverpool players.
Gakpo.
Spurs, cleared away from Donzo. Archie Gray with the clearance. Everybody is parked inside our box here.
It's not good, this. Liverpool just putting us straight back under pressure. That's more like it's on a bit more enthusiasm. Come on, Tal. 4 players are going to have to work their nuts off on the press here now. Tal's telling people to get up with him.
Love that.
He's just trying to talk himself into the game. I don't mind that. Danso deals with that. I think Kinski wanted it headed back to him. Sarr couldn't win that. Mo Salah picks it up. Sonny. Jesus, that's lucky, son.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs to do it that way.
It's because he doesn't want to go in on a tackle. He's half pulling out. That's why he does that.
Well, he tried to boot it instead of tackle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Oh, lovely from Tal.
Good ball.
Jet Spence does even better. Jet Spence does even better. So, sir, can we get a foul?
Please now. Can we please pull out a yellow card here? That's unbelievable ball around the corner from Tal, and that's brilliant for fucking Jet Spence. That is class. Let's see what happens here. It's just a Buzz-like header. Oh, he does well, actually. Gakpo's there. It's so lucky.
Bounced off Jet Spence's head. Oh, my gosh. Thank God he had a man bond. It probably deflected it.
Isuma. It's a good ball. Mateus Tal tries to feed it through to Kulu. Unlucky. Maybe could have went to Archie Gray there.
I like it from Tal so far.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Dave, I wonder if actually Jet Spence having that man bun there helped with the the ball going off of his head.
Yeah. That extra inch.
Remember what happened with Solanke? It ricocheted very hard off his head. So thank God it was Jed Spence.
Oh no,
Poor from
Davies, come
Davis.
on. Oh fuck. They're in here. There's a
Jed.
massive
Get
gap
there,
there.
Kinsk.
No, penalty. It's a
Oh.
penalty, surely.
Is it? Oh my Lord, Kinski.
Well, that's Ben Davies. It's another shit pass, Jack. He
Is a
passed
shit
us straight
pass,
into
but
trouble there. That ball was always going in behind. Kinski was always going to have to try and come out there. It's just shocking from Ben Davies. It's piss
he's
poor.
going away from goal though.
It's a
Darwin
penalty.
Nunez. I'm
He's
not
caught him.
sure. Dave, I agree. It's Davis' mistake, but I think he's going away from goal, Darwin Nunez. I'm not even too sure if he did need to come out. I think he's going away from goal.
What have you done, Davies? For fuck's sake, man. You're one of the experienced heads and you'll make a mistake like that 5 minutes into a second half.
Everyone's saying Kinski got the ball.
I don't know. It's been given. Didn't look like he got the ball to me. Looked like he caught Darwin. Shocking from Ben Davies. Again, in possession. Another shit pass. He's just passed us straight into trouble there. I don't believe it.
I was looking at the chat. Sorry, everybody. I didn't get another replay of it. A lot of people are saying he got the ball.
Mo Salah never misses.
I've seen him miss a couple of times. But he buries this one.
Oh, that's the game now. It's over and done with now. The rest is just going to be punishment and pain.
He got the ball, says Mary W. I'm going to need another replay.
I don't
Unfortunately,
think so.
it was a pen. It's very divided.
He didn't change the direction.
It's 50-50 in the chat.
He didn't change the direction of the ball, though. It's not strong enough case. With Darwin Nunez coming across the bust, the ball went the way if he took a touch. I don't think it's anywhere near a strong enough case there. I think it is a penalty, personally. Ben Davies. Fucking hell. Basuma and Davies, both bees today. Even if Kinski guesses the right way, he's not saving that.
He's not saving that. Two question marks really is, was it actually a penalty? And then my other question is, did Kinski even need to come out? I know it was dangerous.
He has to come out there.
I think he was going away from goal, though, Darwin. I don't think he was clean through. I think he was going away from goal. He would have needed to take 2 more touches in order to then get towards Kinski to shoot it.
Nah, most goalkeepers would come out there. I don't think that's Kinski's fault at all. It's just piss poor from Ben Davies. He's exposed us with that ball, just like Basuma did.
Did Kinski need to come out, everybody?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now we can't even do the basics. Mo Salah's steaming free over here, over the other side. He's up against Ben Davies. It's a ball in behind. Well cut out from Danzo. Why do we do this to ourselves?
Sorry.
Well done, Spurs.
Well done, Jed.
Oh, fucking hell. So much space here for Liverpool now. Thank God. Come on, Spurs. Still get a second. We can claw our way back. We get a goal here. We can claw our way back in. Come on, Spurs. Basuma.
Well done, Kulu. Archie, need to play forward,
Oh,
man.
well done.
Well done, Kulu. Oh, a little bit heavy there, but he does well to get us up. Just didn't think Archie needed to go backwards there.
Mm.
It's not even been that great from Liverpool. It's been our own players since
Yeah.
Skunkworks. It's a bit of both. Like, I think Liverpool have put us under immense pressure, and we have really had to defend pretty much for our
Oh,
lives.
well done,
But
Kulu.
it has been individual mistakes.
Plays it in behind for Tal.
Good work.
Side
Oh,
netting, corner kick. That'll do.
corner. Good work.
Well done. At least he's trying something.
Kulu's getting even better space though here. He's actually getting some good moments here, Kulu.
Yeah.
It's a lot better from him. Well done from Tal. He tried to cross it to Sonny.
Yeah. Come on, Dancer Davies. Come on. Everyone appreciating Tal's efforts as they're walking by him. Can we get a good delivery here from Kulu, please? Oh, it's just cleared.
Well done, Jed.
No, Jed.
Oh, just slightly heavy from Jedi. Oh, how does that get to Salah?
Oh.
How does that get to him? Fair
Well
play
done,
from
Sar.
Sar. What a
Let's go, Jed.
challenge. What
Oh,
a
that's
challenge.
space. Into Tal. Oh, brilliant from Tal.
Lovely touch,
This is
man.
good play from Tal here. Archie Gray.
Good.
Not enough on it. That'll do. We're up the pitch, though. Come
That
on.
could have been dangerous if Robertson didn't deal with that. Kulu would have been in behind. Pedro
Pedro
Porro
coming on,
Bergwall
and Lucas
coming on.
Bergwall. Interesting.
Reinforcements here.
Looking to go a bit more attacking, get Pedro Porro's passing ability.
I think you got to. I think you do got to get Pedro on.
Good touch by Spence. Oh, just doesn't have the pace to get away there.
Well done,
Good ball
though.
into Bentancur, though. Oh, you just can't get it under control. Picks it back up, though.
Oh, you got Basuma
you
there,
gotta
man.
use that.
Does he not trust? Got to get rid of it there,
I don't
man.
think you trust him.
Danzo. Oh,
No,
poor.
ball. Get it out. Let's get Porro and Bergwall on. Who are they coming on for?
Pedro on. Bergwall on.
Spence going over to right back, is he?
That'd be a surprise.
Papa Matasar coming off for Bergwall. Interesting. Come on, Lucas. There's a goal in this for you. And
Basuma off.
Hang on, 2 centre midfielders for, which means Archie Gray is going into midfield.
Archie would be going into midfield. Pedro goes to right back. Spence stays at left back. Archie goes into midfield. So it'll be Bentancur and Archie next to each other with Bergwall ahead. Or Jet Spence has been shifted out to right wing? Yeah, that's what it is. Wow, bizarre. Jet Spence has been out to right wing. Archie's at left back, dealing with Mo Salah. I'm not too sure about that. Jet Spence out to right wing, though.
Oh, no, Bergwall.
Oh, lovely from Pedro.
Come on, Spence. It's an interesting call, that one.
Danzo.
Good
lovely.
Ball.
Jedi.
No, not the ball. Son's got to at least try and make a movement, though. He's just standing there.
Yeah, I agree.
Porro.
He's had a good start, Porro.
Spence onto Bergwall. Across the Bentancur. Come on, spread the play.
This is what I'm nervous about, though, seeing Salah versus Archie. That's going to be nervous.
Good turn. Come on, Kulu. Good turn. Get it out to Sonny.
Such great work from Kulu. Such great work.
It's your time, Sonny. You got to take the moment. Oh, it's wrong pass.
Great work, Kulu, man. Great work in the second half. Bentancur. You got to get that on target at least then, man.
It's better from Tottenham, though.
really good work from Kulu. I think in the last it's hard to say how much time has passed, but I do think the last 8 minutes maybe he's been really good. Kulu, a lot better. He's actually getting past his players now. In the first half, I wouldn't say that was the case. He was he was just dragging us up the pitch in the first half, but he wasn't really getting past players. Now he is. We need Son though to do that. And again, everybody, we've had a lot of numbers in the house today. If you can, smash the like button, please. Looks like we've gotten good luck on the streaming and the microphones and whatnot. So please, would do us a big favor.
Oh, Kinski, come on, man. That's poor.
I think he takes too much time sometimes when he's on the ball.
Way too much time there.
I think he's too confident.
Come on, Spurs. We can just get a goal and claw our way back in this. That's it, Tel. Encouraging people to get up with him. Go on, Bergvall. This is more like it. Go after them. Got no option. Ref, he's after taking Bergvall out there. Oh, Liverpool just popping around here. Oh, it's a good move here by Liverpool.
Too easy. Well done, Bentancur.
Break our way, please.
No one's in there for midfield, though. Bergvall's got to be there. Second ball, lad. Or Kulu.
Oh, it's free
dangerous.
header.
Dangerous.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on. Oh, fucking Kinski, please, man. Jesus Christ. Get Brandon Austin. If he does that again, get Austin on.
Roberts is getting past.
Oh, Lord.
Jeez, we're asking for it here.
Kinski, he needs to fucking wake up here. Big time. That's twice now. I get confidence, but there's such thing as overconfident. Archie Gray. Well on, Tal. Good. I like that from Tal, dropping out and offering himself as a body. He just wants the ball. Give it to him again. He just wants it. That enthusiasm will do.
Poor throwing.
Yeah.
Maybe Archie hasn't worked on throw-ins too much.
Well, Salah fancies it up against him, you know.
I am worried about that. So far, we haven't seen too many sketchy moments, but it will happen at some point where Salah will get running at him. Well done, Ben Davies.
That back heel.
I think it was. Fair play. Gray man.
Not there. Fucking not there. Oh, it's just a naivety sometimes.
It's poor from both.
Since Basuma and Davies has made mistakes, now the youngsters are starting to do it. Keller goes long. Davies wins it with the midfield. Nowhere near. No one's near
it on the second ball. Midfield is wide open. This is a goal. Oh, my Lord.
That's all Porro's fault. He's literally coming right behind Danzo, begging for protection. He's got to keep that width there. Look at him. Watch.
Yeah, he just doesn't know what it's out there.
Inside. Way too far inside. Fucking don't start this shit, Porro. Don't you dare.
Oh, it went off the outside of the post as well. This should have been a goal. Ajayi on for Son. At this stage, Sonny does need to come into the game, man. He needs to wake up. Problem is that we are just really struggling sometimes to actually complete any sort of passes with each other.
Liverpool are just popping it around us as well. Can't get close to them. There's a real quality.
Well done,
well
Tell.
done, Tell. That's bloody brilliant.
Bentancur, man on! Someone tell him man on! Jeez. Well done, Bergvall. What a challenge. Pedro, big switch.
Never on.
Too early. Just played it way too early. Played it way too early.
Oh, 25 minutes left. Can we rescue this? Bradley with the throwing down the line. Archie Gray. You just can't get the ball under control. Good ball by Davies. Bentancur. Can we just keep the ball on the ground? Why is it bubbling everywhere? Unlucky Bergvall. Gakpo fancies this at Porro here. Well on Porro. Out. Oh, my God.
He's overhit it. Well done,
Well
son.
done, Sonny. He does brilliantly well there. Come on, son. Now's not the time to feel sorry for yourself, kid. Gray.
Heavy touch, but it's all right. Tell has done well so far, I'd say. He's actually been...
At least he's offering for the ball.
He's been actually pretty tidy, too, I'd say, in
Yeah.
possession. I don't think he's given it away too much. It might have been his only giveaway. Don't foul Bergvall. You can't just drag him to the ground now. I just need one moment here. But to be fair, we don't really deserve much. We've created very, very little. We've had transitions. We just can't even complete more than 2 or 3 passes in those transitions. There hasn't really been any clear-cut chance of any kind.
Need to try and get a bit more pressure on the ball here as well. That's it, Jed. Good pressure. Go on, Sonny. Now. That's it. Well done, Bentancur. Oh, ball, just come on. Bounce our way the fuck. Well done, Kulu.
Well done, Kulu.
Come on, Kulu. Sonny, you're off.
Fuck off, Nunez.
Someone. Oh, my God. Don't draw back. Put pressure on this throwing. Davies, well done. Bentancur, one of yous. Danso.
I don't know why Danzo's the one clearing that. He looked to be the furthest away from the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something strange to say, but I don't know why he's the one showing the most effort to clear that when he's furthest away. Here he is, though. Good ball into Jedi. Come on. Well done, kid. Take him on. Oh. Any of the shots we have had, I don't know if we could hit them higher above the bar. Any of the shots we've had. Every single shot we've had has been a souvenir. Jed Spence, though, you can't fault the effort.
No, at least he's trying.
But that's what's funny is, I mean, am I right, Dave? Almost every shot I think we have had, it's just blazed over the bar.
Have we hit
like
the target?
literally. I don't even know if we have.
I don't think we have. Come on, Bentancur, step in. Too hesitant. Oh, well done. That
needed to be cut out.
22 minutes left. Let's see if we can get something on here going forward. Come on, Spurs. Please.
Still over 600 people with us again, everybody. All we need is a goal. We're back in it, but give us your thoughts, please. Smash the like button as well. Thank you guys for all the support. Thanks for picking us as your destination.
Oh, this is painful, this. Oh, this is hurting. Come on. What time do you think about another sub, Jack, and who?
I think you have to. This might sound horrible, Dave. At what point do you think about taking Sonny off? Because he's had a lot of time to get into the game.
I think at some point you maybe got to consider it, Jack. The only thing is he does offer that something special, you know.
That's what I'm wondering. And he is the captain. And he is the leader of the team. That's my one question mark, though. Everybody is we've already taken off for Charleston. Kulu is our best chance of creating maybe something. And I think you have to keep Bentancur on. I think Sonny's the only choice you can make to sub. And then it probably would be an Ajayi or a Mikey Moore.
Free kick to Tottenham.
Come on, lads.
Come on, 20 minutes. Let's see if we can put a good 20 minutes here together. Porro. It's a good ball to Sonny. No, don't. Oh, it's a shit ball to Gray. It's a shit ball to Gray. It's a shit ball to Gray.
It's a shit
ball. Son's got to be more decisive than that.
It's just, again, that's what I mean by bravery in this game. I do think our forwards, man, they just need to try to, take on their man there. Sonny needs to try to see if he can get inside his man, see if he can then sort of whip in a shot or a cross of some kind. If it's really not on, if it's truly not there and he defends it, fair play. You got to play it to Archie Gray there. But for me, Dave, it carried on from the first half. I just think at times these forwards have been way too hesitant. You just got to be brave.
Yeah, got to be more decisive. You just got
to let him take it from you. Force him to take it from you. Force him to tackle you. Basically,
how's that not a corner, by the way?
Was it not?
It should be.
I think it is. It's
not.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did it go out before then? It must have curled out and came back in.
Didn't look like it to me.
Maybe it was over the line.
It's a bit of a strange one, that one. Scamfield, like I said.
He was offside, says Bushranger. Fuck. If that's the case, even worse from Sonny then. If that's the case, even worse.
No,
gotta be brave there, man. Yeah, offsides at everyone.
Sonny, you got to start putting a bit of effort on the press here now as well. There we are.
Let's go.
Okay,
got Tell. Find Tell. Well done, Gray. Oh, heavy. Well done, Kulu. Well done, Kulu. Well done.
Onto Bergval. Can we get it out to the right-hand side?
Danzo, well done, lad.
Well done to Danzo.
Sonny, take your space, man.
Wins it back.
Danzo, well done.
Good ball, Tell. Take it, Tell.
I couldn't execute it.
Liverpool are on the break here.
Well done, Bentancur. What a beast. Danzo did really well there. I just think, again, there, Sonny, he had good space in the box. He's got to be better.
Yeah. Someone's got to come. Oh, no. Trouble here.
Gravenberch
Got
plays it
men
out
over.
wide.
He actually takes the wrong ball there, Gravenberch. Thank fuck for that.
Supposedly.
He can hit them.
Oh, he hits it off the post. What a pass back from Supposedly.
Gravenberch initially took the wrong option there. He should have played it down the right-hand side. There was two bodies. We got away with that. Can we just get one shot on goal and test the goalkeeper, please? Well done from Tal. Bentincourt. Onto Bergval. Let's progress it down the right-hand side. Spence. Can we get Porro on the overlap? Oh, Porro, for fuck's sake. No, we're open here. Liverpool are in. It's 3-0. It's over.
Fuck.
It's over.
Well,
it's over.
Another semi-final and another knockout. Oh, jeez. Nothing you can do but build yourself up for it, and it's up to these players to see if they can deliver something. But to be honest, we've been outplayed for the entirety of this game.
Fortunately, the quality is shown and just our rookie mistakes.
Yeah, mistakes and quality just coming.
Again, Porro losing the ball there, and then they just ripped us open through the middle. Archie Gray, maybe should, I don't know, it's hard. He's got more Salah on the outside. I suppose he has to go with him.
I just think we're opened up the moment that's played into whoever the pass was before Supposedly. We're just opened up. You know, it's going to be a goal no matter what.
Yeah.
Artist G saying this is a team that's run out of ideas. It's obvious not having to go, but bringing on a youth player for Sonny is a sign of Ange waving the white flag. What I will concede, Artist T, is that, and I've said it a couple of times, but I do feel like for a while now, maybe in the last month or two, I don't know if it's down to fatigue, tiredness, or just again, I can't really come up with the real reason. Maybe it is just Ange, but I have felt like the attacks have not been nearly as consistently, sort of, we just don't create enough chances as like earlier in the season, other parts of the season, we did not have a problem with creating chances. In fact, we definitely most games created enough to get something from the game. It was just we weren't clinical enough to get the goals. But I have felt like in the last month or so that we're just not even really creating many chances at all, if any at all. And the ones that we do get are like half quarter chances, really. And then we're just sort of blazing it over the bar. And it's been a lot of just sort of hoping and praying, kind of defending for our lives, seeing if we can get something on the counter. But we've never really been that type of team anyways. So it's been confusing, man. It's been confusing. And now that it's 3, it's sort of over. Sonny's in behind here, though.
Shit touch.
It's a shit first touch. I agree. He's got to take him on. Oh, and he blazed it off the bar. It just needs to happen so much earlier, though, with Sonny. I feel like he's had space like that in this game, and he just hasn't taken it. Hits it off the bar. Kind of needs to go in, that one. That one kind of needs to go in.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave, what do you think? I mean, is this a team that's run out of ideas?
Yeah, 100%. Look, I've been speaking about us going forward for a number of months now. I've been highlighting it for a long, long time. Even last season, how dire we are going forward, how crap we are going forward. Just not clinical enough, don't create enough chances, not enough fluid movement. It's just not good enough all around. There's no patterns of plays going forward. It's almost just get the ball into 4 players and hope for some brilliance.
Oh, he has Tell the whole time. You have Tell the whole time. You have Tell the whole time. He's open the whole time.
We're just so bad going forward. We just no ideas. No ideas.
It's like
I'm just absolutely devastated. It's harsh. It's hard to take.
Embarrassing. We deserve F all. I give up. I mean, no, we didn't deserve anything from this game, Moondog, unfortunately. I think
No.
we have been outplayed. We have been outplayed.
Could be 4 here. We're going out without a win. Per absolutely spot on, K32. Leighton and Evelyn says, Dave, before kickoff, you're a different person. I mean, of course I am, fucking Leighton. You know, it's pre-game. I'm always up for the game. You know, heading into a game. That's the way I am. And, you know, putting in comments like that, you know, taking it out on me, what's that going to do, Leighton? It's not my fault we've lost this game. Oh, no, it's 4-0. It's 4-0. We're being embarrassed now. Virgil van Dijk. It's too easy. Oh, end the stream, Jeff. End the stream. Fucking hell. Four 0 Jack. You need to change the scoreboard. Van Dijk's just scored. Brett Lockhead with the super chat says, if these guys put that effort in a 9-to-5 job, they would be sacked.
Honestly, I think the effort has been there. I just don't know, again, if the quality is there. The quality isn't there. I do think that he's got, like, you watch the first 20, 30-ish minutes, these guys really were pushing and were fighting hard, in my personal opinion. I mean, Brett, you know, we're welcome to see things maybe slightly
I think they've
differently
thrown in the towel, though, maybe, is what Brett is saying.
And
I think that's more what he's getting at. They've thrown in the towel now. They've given up.
Yeah. I mean, Brad, I could see where you're coming from. My deeper worry is not really with the effort levels. I'm actually starting to then, you know, sort of ask questions of, you know, are we actually creating the right patterns of play? Are we actually, you know, developing moves, you know, in the right sort of manner? Because this game, I think we have just once again just been completely outplayed, and a lot of it has to do with quality of players.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with the quality difference between the players, but even just the way the game has been set up, you know, from the get-go, it's just we haven't had any sort of real transitional moments that, you know, have devastated Liverpool. And that's the other thing too, is even when we have won the ball back, I know we've sort of hurt ourselves with misplaced passes and poor decision making. Sometimes it just doesn't even feel like we know what we're doing in some of these counterattacks. Like we don't really know where we're supposed to be going, who's supposed to be making the runs, that sort of thing. But for me, it's just, yeah, effort levels maybe towards the end in the second half that could be true. I just don't know, man. In the first half, it felt like the effort levels were there. Maybe they just don't really totally know what they're doing.
Look, they've tried. You know, they've tried. That's the thing. They've tried. We've just been outclassed. Liverpool just have much more quality all over the pitch than what we do. We're just so disjointed. You know, something Jack said there. You know, what was the game plan going forward on the counter? You know, in terms of what were we trying to do? You know, we couldn't get out. And look, it just comes down to individual errors. You know, at the end of the day, yet again, you know, you look at Liverpool. Haven't really made any errors, their players. You know, they're popping around the pitch, moving, lots of movement off the ball. You look at us, it's quite static. You know, we've made rookie errors. Basuma giving the ball away for the first goal. I mean, we've seen that how many times this season, not learning from his mistakes. Ben Davies, unfortunate, you know, giving that sloppy pass away that led to the penalty that really left us exposed and open. I'm not going to go too harsh on him. He's had a relatively good season. Oh, no. Oh Lord, could get worse. But again, it's another error that's led to a goal. And then the third goal again, we're just open. It's just pure quality, decisive, good quality play going forward. We when do we display that? When do we cut people open with passes in behind, crosses into the box? You look at Liverpool, every cross they put in the box, nearly someone on the end of it,
Yeah.
balls in behind and stuff like that. It's just not been good enough. And then Kinski with some of the errors that he's made throughout the game as well, you know, it's just young naivety. Then the experienced players have let you down. It really started crumbling with the
Yeah.
experienced players, with Basuma and Davies giving away the ball. And, I think then,
Yeah.
that just makes the younger players more nervous. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing now at this point. It's just we've been outclassed. That's what it is. We've just been completely outclassed. Again, do you come back to that Pedro Porro miss at home? Go into it 2-0. It's a different game altogether.
Go
Different
into it with a different
psychological battle.
mentality.
Yeah. 1-0 is always nervous. It's just not being good enough. And we've been outclassed. No game plan going forward from the outset, and it's been like that for large parts at Tottenham Hotspur this season.
I think a lot of
It's hard
context
to
there.
watch.
I think that you do have to look at a lot of the moments of the first leg too, because we played really well and we were really proud of the performance in the first leg. But we did say a million times, I wish we had taken more chances, because we did have a lot of chances in that first leg, and could have been then only 4-2, 4-3 on aggregate. You never know, right? Or it's just, again, like, do the players just start the game off with more confidence, knowing that they have that cushion? Um, lot of moments, individual mistakes in this game that have led to us being punished, and then also I'd say the first leg, us ruining the
No,
missed
no, it's gonna
chances,
get worse. This could be
us
six
ruining the missed
here.
chances for sure. Donovan Osterreicher, member for 27 months. Levy looking down like a smug prick. Diaz, Jota, McAllister off the bench, and Levy gives Ange a deadline day academy product from Bayern. Levy out. I mean, Tell's actually looked all right since he's come on. But for me, Donovan, I think the big issue is that Spurs had basically needed these type of signings before the window had even opened up. So why is it that we waited so long to bring in any of these sort of players? I think we needed to make a decision sooner on which ones we wanted and then which ones we were willing to bring in if we couldn't get those first choice signings, because Spurs, for some reason, again, have left it very, very, very late. And then by leaving it late, you end up sort of hurting yourself because you drop points in other games. You don't have recruitments or new sort of players to lean on, so you're still making yourself more and more tired, more fatigued. I think, Daniel Levy has in a way sabotaged Ange over the summer, but then also has sabotaged him in this January window to some degree, because we needed these signings a lot sooner to give players rest, to give players that just sort of relief that they don't have to be just rolled in, week out when they're already running on fumes. And that's and Danzo, right? First game of this, he's playing in a new backline, new system, hasn't played in a month. Why can't we just bring in something like that sooner? Or even if it wasn't Kevin Danzo, just somebody else sooner. We needed signings in desperately, and we needed them a lot sooner than this. And I don't think Ange has been helped out in that regard.
And it was also
Sorry, last thing. It is a huge frustration, though, that we didn't even have Mickey Van de Ven or Romero for this, too. Not saying it's their fault, medical team's fault, or anybody's fault, but I think a lot of us probably went into this game thinking that one of those two would have been available for this, and neither of them are. Sorry, Dave.
well, no, look, for me, the January transfer window was all about two things. One, timing. Timing was of the essence at Tottenham Hotspur. We failed on that one. And second of all, was overall quality. Players that can really come in and impact. Now, look, don't get me wrong. Danzo's been decent today, actually. Tell to a large degree, he's dropped in, he's held up the ball well. They've done all right. But, I've always said this, to what extent? We need game changers, not players that are just going to come in and do all right to a large degree. And don't get me wrong, none of this is on them. I'm not blaming them. But hopefully now people understand my point about the transfer windows that we've had the last couple, in and around it. Look, today's just come down to pure quality. Been outclassed, we've been out tactic to a large degree, and at the end of the day, their quality is just shone through. We've just been outplayed. This could be 6-7-0 at this point. It's just,
Yeah.
It's just always the way at Tottenham Hotspur, man. Look, I'm just upset, disappointed, pissed off. Again, it's just another opportunity wasted. Another one that's passed us by. And the thing is, I don't think it's down to not trying. They're trying. They're trying to get around the pitch. They're trying to break up play. They're trying to get forward. There's just no cohesion with it. There's just no quality with it.
And then Rain Man saying no leadership, no fight, no quality, no clue. If I were to rank those in order, I would say no quality first, no leadership second, no clue third, maybe even no clue second, and then no fight last. Personally, yes, maybe you could argue it. Maybe during certain periods of this game, maybe they did start to lose belief. Maybe they didn't have the fight. Perhaps more nerves were being shown than real bravery. But I do feel like they have been running. I do feel like they have been trying. I do feel like they have been trying to at least physically put in the effort. It's just the quality and maybe the nerves and the mentality have come through to hurt us, in this game.
Yeah.
And like you say, no clue, no leadership. That's another part maybe hasn't been mentioned. The leaders, have they stepped up? Not really. And then also, I just think when we have had possession, we really don't look like we know what we're doing with possession, which
Well,
technically falls on the manager to a degree.
we had a conversation, pre-game about the importance of Son and Davies today. And look, Son just didn't show up. Just did not show up whatsoever. Couldn't get him into the game, and when we did get him the ball, wasn't much end product off the back of it. And then you look at Davies, he's done well, but that mistake again at a pivotal point, you're 1-0 up, just not too long after half time. You just can't make that mistake, It just comes down to experience, leadership, and I think Rayman's absolutely spot on, It's just disappointed again, Maybe the senior players that have been here a long time, you're expecting to turn up, these are the moments, and they've just let us down.
And then Jerome saying, a full strength Liverpool, we would never be able to do anything. They tried, but there was too much of a difference. A quality of players and quality of squads has certainly played a huge factor today, Jerome. That's played a very, very big factor. And then also, I'd just say, I think us not having Romero or Mickey Van de Ven for this game, I think that would have been a huge, huge difference maker. Perhaps even having Vicario available for this game would have been a big difference maker. Just seeing, maybe some of the mistakes that Kinski has made. It's just that I think we needed one of those mainstay backline people for this. And a lot of us were expecting, like a month ago when we knew that this result or this fixture was coming, we were getting notes that Van de Ven, Romero, sort of being pushed to return for the Liverpool fixture, right? We were getting those inside scoops from sources and ITKs. And unfortunately, they just haven't recovered in time. And I think that might also come back to really haunt us. And we could have really used them in a game like this. Maybe they would have been a huge difference maker. You never know. I guess you never know. And then he's saying another year, but yeah, quality difference it's massive. Another year, another heartbreak. It's just sad to see. Yeah. I mean, we got ourselves up for it, Jerome. We did the best we could, I think, as a fan base. I think if you watch back the pre-match build-up, you watch back a lot of the previews that we had done, members preview, we tried to be really positive ahead of this game. I think we tried to sort of give you that sort of, yeah, like maybe sense of belief, that, what, semifinal, 90 minutes, let's see if we can perform a miracle here. Let's see if we can get the job done, despite the odds against us, despite the quality difference, despite the injuries, all those sort of things. It's just, unfortunately, more heartbreak, Jerome, but it's what you sign up for. And, we got to do it again. We'll go against Aston Villa. I understand if fans might not be totally confident after this result, but it's another big game. It's another cup match, and we have to see if we can do it again. Just sort of try to get ourselves behind the team in some manner. It doesn't need to be delusional, just blind ignorance, but I think the fan base did a pretty good job today trying to believe in the team, trying to believe in the players, trying to believe in Ange. Sadly, they just couldn't come through today.
Yeah.
I think the fan base, for the most part, at least, I don't know, like Dave and I, we're only doing our own streams. We're not seeing what other people are doing, but I had a nice positive vibe from a lot of the fans in the pre-match build-up. It was a nice atmosphere. It was a nice sort of vibe, Dave, before, of course, the ball was kicked.
No, look, the fans have played their part today. Everybody was up for this. Everyone parked a lot of the stuff aside, tried to get behind it and stuff like that. Now, look, no doubt people are going to be angry, upset and stuff like that tonight, but the fans done their job. I'm just thinking there, Jack, and I'm just looking, a lot of the no fight, the no passion comments. I think when I look at it, I think it comes down to bravery. Were we brave enough when we were trying to go forward on the counter?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like you said, Jack, sometimes we were passing it back into trouble. It's like, just be a little bit braver. Even in possession, be brave.
Yeah.
You look at it there when we went to, it's like once they scored, we were sort of almost resigned to just losing. There was no one that really stood up, showed the fight, showed the hunger. It's just sort of like it just started unraveling. People started getting nervous. People started making mistakes, and it's almost like just put us to bed already. Stop playing with us. Do you know what I mean? And it's like there's no one that really sort of tried to stand up in the face of the adversity and show a bit of fight. You look at Son right there at the end. I know we're 4-0 down, but he makes a pass that's an easy pass to Kulusevski, gives it away, and he just drops his head like that.
Yeah.
It's not good enough, I get, but even in times like this, you still got to try and show a fight and go right to the end. We did give up there once, especially once that second goal went in, and we sort of gave up then to a large degree. So I can understand the fans' annoyance and that. In that, look, I don't want to dwell on it too long. I'm hurting like everybody else, to be quite frank. I think we're all let down. We all came into this hoping, believing, trying to get behind the boys. And we've just been let down yet again. And do you know what, Jack? It just comes down to complete quality. We were played off the park there today. Liverpool were toying with us, men against boys. It was nowhere near. You go from 1 to 11. There's a massive difference in the quality. But also, you look at the way they play and the way we play, how connected it is. I can see what they've been working on. Like against low blocks, you see Sabozlai coming out of the forward line, dropping in between the midfielders, looking to punt it in there, create spaces. You look at sometimes, the ball when it goes out wide to Mo Salah, sticks out wide, it goes out to him, Conor Bradley drops back, they pop it back, stuff like that. When we go forward, there's no patterns of play whatsoever. We're just relying on a player to have a moment of brilliance or hope that we can string two passes together. And it's been like that for quite some time here. Now, one, it does come down to quality, but two, it does come down to what are they doing on the training pitch? Is it good enough? Are we working on these patterns of plays? That does have to be looked at. Look, coming into this game, we were always going to sit back. We were always going to look to take the conservative approach first and see if we can hang on. But for how long? But it didn't look like we had an out ball. It looked like we just come here to sit 11 men behind the ball and look to hold on. There was no real plan on the out ball where you could say, when you get that ball, Kulu, you drop in here, it's always coming to you. Or Sonny, you drop in here, it's coming to you. Or Richarlison, you drop in and we punt it into you. There was no plan to get out today, which led to the ball just keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. And it's disappointing to a large degree, outclassed and outcoached today. I would argue, to be quite frank with you. And then also, it's just really frustrating, Jack, because the only ones that pay the price is us. We're the only ones left with disappointment. We don't get paid by the club. The fans don't get paid by the club. Nobody. If the players do, the manager will continue to go and get paid. So will the owners and stuff like that. We don't, and we're the only ones that's sort of really let down today. And look, where I'm a bit disappointed is we spoke about the need of the senior players to step up today. You look at the likes of Basuma. He's a real problem, Jack, especially in these big games. He cannot be trusted. And we've known this for 2 years now under Postecoglou. Postecoglou has tried to put his faith into him, but Basuma keeps letting him down. And once that goal happened, and it's a simple ball, you go back and look at it, it's just a simple ball by Basuma to Papa Matasar. He plays it behind him. I can't believe what I'm watching. And once you do that, your whole game plan that you've come into the game with is completely out the window.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at trying to change it up. What can we do? Postecoglou, he made changes, but they didn't work. They just didn't work. They didn't really get us a foothold in the game. And at that point, Liverpool were just toying with us, waiting, come on, they're going to get excited, press us, pop it round into spaces. But when we get possession, we're just so, you look at Liverpool, it's smooth, right? Even if it's in the air, everyone can just cushion pass it. We're trying to pass the ball along the ground. It's bobbling up towards the player when it comes to him. It's just so disjointed. And look, it's another day where we've just been let down and embarrassed again. It really, really hurts, this one. It really, really hurts.
Unfortunately, there's just really not a whole lot that we did right today. And I personally think for good periods of it, I do think there was effort. I do agree with Dave's point, though, that maybe there just wasn't that bravery, like the nerves and sort of the timidness of the players did show, especially when we tried to get forward, especially when we had moments to see if we could hold our own and maybe give Liverpool something to worry about, give Liverpool something to think about. We just couldn't. And there's also that worry, too, that, actually when we did have moments, in this game to fasten a chance, these players look like they barely even knew who to pass to. These players didn't look like they knew who was supposed to be making the run, who was supposed to be making themselves available. And then defensively, I think we always knew this hasn't been a team that's going to really hold out for 90 minutes and be able to keep a team out. They always were probably going to score Liverpool, and it was about us seeing if we could, when we got our moments, to see if we could get a goal, see if we could sort of keep our distance and maybe give ourselves, that bit of a cushion. And we just couldn't. You also have to look back at leg one, of this game. Could we have taken our chances more in that? Would we have gone into this game more confident if we had taken our chances in the first leg? Lots of things to sadly just sort of, maybe
It's
ruin a
another
lot of
missed
things to
opportunity.
regret, maybe, from this game and also from leg one as well.
It's yet again another missed opportunity, but you also got to question the hunger of absolutely everybody. We knew this opportunity was there in the transfer market, especially with the FA Cup in the last 16. Did we pursue it aggressively enough to try and make an impact in these games? You look at some of the players today, how much did they actually really believe, especially even if they went 1-0 down? How much did they really believe? Even with Postecoglou, you sort of see his head bow after the mistakes, and it's almost like he's resigned to what's coming. And I've said this before, once we go behind, we don't have that bounce back ability that maybe we had last season under Postecoglou. That's completely gone. And I think what we've seen there is everybody just sort of accept their fate there and sit there for half an hour and just be embarrassed by Liverpool popping around the ball and making them look like fucking Brazil.
Everybody, there's well over 900 in the house. Get into your thoughts, please. Dave and I are going to try our best to answer them. We're doing our best also to make sense of the game. I don't think there was a whole lot of positives, unfortunately, to take from that. If you get knocked out, there's not positives, but it's just even from the performance in general, I'm struggling. It was difficult to get through. So give us your thoughts, please. We'll be happy to respond to them. And also as well,
And
smash the like button, please, if you can,
and
for
that's
us.
just quickly as well, Jack. Like the thing is, I think if we went out all guns blazing, going out fighting, I think we could sit here and maybe be a little bit more at calm, where it's like, look, we fucking gave it a right
Yeah.
old bash, we gave it a right old go, but we sort of just went out without a whimper, and I think that's what
Yeah.
really hurts a lot more.
Yeah, that probably does, or at least you'd like to know that, okay, we got beat because we really, went for it, and then we just got caught out for it. But in this game, we did go for a very pragmatic, conventional type of defensive sit in, look to hit the team on the counter. It looked like quite basic, but we looked really bad at it. I'm going to be honest. I've seen plenty of other teams be a lot better with that sort of approach against this Liverpool team, and we looked like we were pretty clueless at that sort of approach. And it's not necessarily Andrew's style, but it's maybe what he attempted today, and I'm not sure if it worked. Extravagance saying Bazuma needs to be sold. Another massive error today. Dave, I mean, that's the thing with Basuma, right? Is that you and I, before that mistake, we were saying, oh, he's getting stuck in, he's getting around, in the midfield, he's blocking things up. Just that's what we've been saying for a long time now with Basuma. He is a guy that just has a mistake in him. He'll have a really good game, and then he just kind of has a mistake in him. We've said this before about other Spurs players in the past. We've had this conversation before about the Dyers, the Sanchez's, those sort of guys of the world. I know Basuma is a better player than them. I think it's a similar conversation of like they can have a good game for 90 minutes, but then they will have this moment that ends up leading to a goal conceded. And you can have a good game, but if you do play a part in the goal being conceded, that's always going to be an asterisk.
The problem is we're seeing this far too often from Basuma, though, and it seems to be in the biggest games. He's going to let you down, and it's becoming a real problem. And I'll be brutally honest, regardless of who the manager is come the summer, if we're a real football club, you move them on. You can tell coming into this season, the guy's on laughing gas, on balloons. And
Yeah.
look what's transpired since then, despite the number of apologies we've received from him. You're looking at an experienced player who just is not learning his lesson, Jack. He's just not learning his lesson. And look, it was the same under Conte, right? Conte wouldn't play him because he didn't trust him in the midfield. He did not trust him, and I think there has to be lessons learned here. Don't keep him around in the summer, ship him on and get the next guy in. We have to try and build a squad that can't be trusted, and he can't. He's shown that. And for me, tonight's made my mind up, Jack. These are the biggest games where you really need to be able to rely on these. We've got a young enough squad, and he's one of our experienced players, and he's doing that time and time and time again in big games. He even let us down last year when we were struggling with injuries and suspensions, when he got sent off, and then we didn't see him again till after AFCON. He's just problems, Jack, and at some point you just gotta accept it and move him on.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for all the support that's coming in. Like I said, we don't necessarily claim to be right about anything. We're just sort of giving our opinions, making sense of the situation as best we can. But feel free to disagree with us. Feel free to send us in what you might think, and we'd be happy to respond to it. Chris saying, David, I said it yesterday. I was Ange out, and now I'm doubling down. Ange out. I asked Chris a few weeks ago, Dave. He said he was Ange on the fence, but he was leaning maybe just slightly towards Ange out. This was a day where maybe Ange could have gotten some followers back. Maybe people like Chris would have all of a sudden maybe jump back on the Ange bandwagon. A lot of people did even say, I'm not making my mind up on Ange until this Liverpool game, right? I'm not making my mind up until I see us, in with a chance of getting a trophy, with the guy. Technically, I think he was set up to, I don't think he was set up to succeed for this game. He didn't have Van de Ven. He didn't have Romero back. He didn't have Vicario. He doesn't have Madison. He doesn't have Johnson. He gets in 2 signings a few days before the game. I don't think Ange is set up for success in this game, Dave, me personally. But at the end of the day, a lot of people who might not have been Ange's biggest fans were sort of holding out for this game. We did not play well. I do think we were outclassed on a player basis, but even to a degree on a tactical basis as well. So, he unfortunately misses out on maybe a chance to get some followers back.
Look, it was a huge game for him today, in a sense, Jack. That if we had won and got through, I think it would have silenced a lot of people. Not silenced them, but I think they would have sat back and said, "Do you know what? We'll give this an opportunity and see where it goes." But you've also got a lot of people that said, "Look, we're in the cup semi-final. Give him the cup semi-final. Let's wait and see what he can do." And it's a bit like the Champions League final run, Jack, where the league form was shocking from November onwards, but the Champions League final masked over a lot of it. And to a degree, that's what these cup competitions has been doing for Ange Postecoglou. We've been saying it all along. League form has been shit, but the cup games has been carrying them to a large degree. And, we get into the semi-final. We've been here before under Conte. We got embarrassed by Chelsea, and nothing's really changing. Nothing's really changing. And I do think Ange will lose a lot of people tonight. I do think you will see a large sway of people turning to Ange out. I do think you'll see that.
I mean,
and you can't blame them. You can't blame them. Look, the evidence has been there in the league. You look at tonight, like you said, tactically outclassed. Look, we all know we were going to come in here and be conservative. But what was the plan to get us up the field when we did get possession? What was the plan to get us out? And this isn't the first time me and you have sat here and asked this, Jack. I asked that after the North London Derby, if you remember. Again, what was the plan to get us up the field?
Or the Everton game.
We were tactically outclassed today, and we were outclassed in terms of quality on the football pitch today. Outclassed in the dugout and outclassed on the pitch.
Another day where some combination of whichever order you want to put it, but the super chat from earlier, Chris and Dave, to you as well, right? No leadership, no fight, no quality, no clue. Whichever order you want to put that. But whenever that's the case, I'm sorry. As much as I have tried to defend Ange, continue to try to defend Ange, you got to bear some responsibility if that's the case. And if a lot of the fans are nodding their head when you say no leadership, no fight, no quality, no clue, everybody takes blame. Everybody takes blame in that situation. Dark Sun G Day saying this game came 2 weeks too early. Madison, Johnson, Odegaard expected to return. Also, why didn't we risk Van de Ven for 45 minutes? Hope Van de Ven plays against Villa on Sunday. That's my feeling, Dark Sun G. I'm trying to find that balance between analyzing what we had and what we had available and just the performance we just saw. I think we still have to be critical, but that's how I feel. Going into this game, I would have expected Romero and or Van de Ven to be available. I, of course, would have thought that Madison and Johnson wouldn't have gotten injured by then. I kind of did expect Odegaard, to probably have, some sort of availability to return. That's what we were kind of thinking this game was going to be. It was kind of one of the first games where we started to see kind of the full squad start to come back, for Spurs. And it's still about as injury prone and as injury ridden as, a month ago or 2 months ago, really. Like, we still have so many players out and important players that could have given rest to some of the guys in the Brentford game, could have given rest to some of the guys in the Elfsborg game or whatever. We're still running on fumes, still running on fatigue. The signings that we did actually get, in my opinion, even though I actually like, Kevin Donzo and Matisse Tell for the most part, I still think they came way too late. I think we are setting up Ange to pretty much fail for this game. Ange, to me, still bears some responsibility for how this played out, but I don't think he was ever set up to really succeed. He's basically dealing with the same cards he's had like a month or two ago, basically, if not kind of almost a worse deck of cards, really. And whether you think he could do better or not, I think there is some room for argument there. It's just me, Darks and G. I'm in agreement with you. I think this game sadly did come too early. And we could have really used Van de Ven. We could have really used Romero. We could have really used Madison and those sort of players. Not saying it would have been the difference maker or anything, but I think we would have probably seen a better performance or even just more confidence from the players, the fan base, whatever it might have been. I'm not too sure, but I think I'm in agreement with you, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm just sick of getting to these semi-finals and being outclassed. Like, you even remember against Chelsea, we got there under Conte, and again, just the quality on the pitch. It's every time we come to these semi-finals under Pochettino, it was largely the same. You get to the semi-finals, and again, we just never have that extra bit of quality to get over the pitch. And this is something every manager's dealing with here. When they come in here and they come into these big games, they're always going to have to try and be a tactical genius to try and work something out and a bit of luck go your way, because we're always going into these games with a lack of quality compared to other teams that we come up against later on in the competitions. It's been like this for a long, long time at Tottenham Hotspur.
Plenty of people in the house. Howard saying, I don't know you. I know you guys don't care, but I'm done with both of you. Ange out due to this. Are you serious? The two of you are out to lunch. I find this funny so many times. So many people seem to come in and just don't even listen to a word we're saying or seem to be on mute, maybe for the entirety of this stream, because I don't think at any point I've said Ange out or anything like that. In fact, I've tried to say a lot of people bear responsibility. Sadly, Ange does too, even though I just said a million times I think he's been set up to fail for this game. But it seems like a lot of people might just come in just sort of with preconceived agendas about what we might say or what we think we're going to say, because that hasn't been uttered once, by the way, my friend. Artist T Dave saying, of course, I want us to win, but I'm not surprised. Ange and the players clearly don't care about getting embarrassed every game. Contracts need to start being ripped up. There was maybe a feeling amongst the fan base, Dave, despite themselves getting up for it, that they did think we were going to lose, I guess. And is this qualify as another embarrassing defeat for Ange, do you think? Does this qualify as one?
I think the manner of it, maybe 4-0. I think,
Scoreline, yeah.
Yeah, the scoreline is a bit embarrassing, to be quite frank. But look, we can talk about the lack of quality today, but then you come up against the likes of Crystal Palace, your Ipswiches and teams like that. Again, the lack of quality going forward, the lack of patterns of play or the know-how or set plays to try and break down these oppositions, they're not evident, but in a lot of them games also, maybe just a lack of fight, individual silly errors, trying to play in stupid areas and stuff like that. It just comes back to bite us every single time. Let me see what else Artist T has said here. Contracts need to be ripped. Look, I think one of the first contracts that needs to be done is Johan Lang, quite frank. First of all, he's a massive culprit of why we're in this situation right now. Bad summer transfer window, to a degree. Could have went after the January transfer with a bit more gusto. And again, we were. The reason why we ended up operating so late in the market is because we didn't want to pay some of the fees earlier in the market. It's evident we didn't want to shake hands with that. And then you look at some of the players there today. Look, we're getting to the point where it's hard to know really what contracts to rip up. With some of the old squad, it was easier because you're like, look, they've been here a long time. They keep making mistakes. But right now where we're at, you don't really know what contracts to, what you would say, rip up contracts. Look, first of all, Tottenham ain't going to do that. A lot of these players that we've got here, they're all new acquisitions. But again, it's just the quality of the player we keep bringing through the door. And that's why we're always nearly men.
Yeah. Just going to get to some more here from the people. Again, I do find it kind of insane how many people have sort of wrote into the chat things that we just haven't said at all. Rohan, member for 20 months, just with the sad face emoji. I'm sorry, Rohan, man. I'm sorry, brother. We tried to get ourselves up for this game. I tried to happy clap as much as I could ahead of this one. And then once you get to the kickoff, it's really just about sort of the players as well as just everybody coming through. And once again, we've been disappointed, Rowan. Once again, we've disappointed. And I'll be honest, there wasn't really any point in the game where I did truly believe we were going to actually get back into it or anything like that. I just think we were getting outplayed for pretty much the whole game. And that's what's also frustrating. There wasn't really a point in the game where I really started getting hope we were going to get back into it, despite how much I really psyched myself up for it. Just there wasn't really any point in the game where I felt like Spurs showed any signs of, getting back into it, which is unfortunate, man. It makes the defeat a lot worse, if you ask me. Frankly,
Exactly.
Tottenham saying Spurs are afraid to be great and it all stenches from Levy.
Yeah.
Would you please sell? He's being cruel, staying at this point. You boys are going to have to protest massively. Frankly, Tottenham, I mean, I'd agree with that actually. Spurs, they have felt like, for a long time, and especially maybe from sort of the root person, Daniel Levy, we are afraid to be great. But part of it really is about, again, how we set ourselves up for these sort of fixtures. I think we could have brought in signings a whole lot sooner. I think if Daniel Levy really does believe in Ange, he would have brought in those signings earlier. He would have tried to back him more during this January window. Again, people are welcome to disagree with me. I just think from the get-go, when we knew that there weren't really going to be any players newly back or available for this game, I think it feels like we've kind of just been sort of set up to perform a miracle here. And to my opinion, I think Ange has not been set up for success in this game. But
Mm.
that's how I feel about it, frankly, Tottenham. But yeah, Daniel Levy, I think, is where the eyes really should be. But after today's game, I guess, everybody's again bearing responsibility. Everybody, players, manager, Levy.
Mm.
It's kind
Look,
of the whole pie.
look, I think the big thing, the big takeaway from that super chat there is Spurs are afraid to be great. I think,
It's a good line.
it sums it up. It's a very good line. We're always cautious in everything we do. We're never really risk adverse. And the great teams, they always, the great chairmans, the great players, the great managers, they all take risks. It's what makes them great. You know, at Tottenham, it's always risk adverse. It's the way we are at Tottenham Hotspur. Um, and look, in terms of a protest, we do have a representative from Change from Tottenham coming on here next Wednesday. We'll chat to them. We'll let them, tell people what they're trying to do. What the cause is, how they're going to go about it, stuff like that. Um, you also got to remember, look, Jack lives in the USA. I live in Ireland, and I've I've
We
got
don't give a lot
family
of
and
money
stuff
to the
like that.
club. We don't give a lot of money to the team. We're
No,
kind
but
of
like
just doing these. Sorry,
it's
yeah, say what
it's
you were going to say.
like you know we're not like I can't get over there. Like, look, credit to Daigle, someone that can get over there, continuously do stuff like that. But for me, it's just not feasible to do.
Yeah.
Look, if there's a protest organized and there's a lot of numbers behind it and stuff like that, I can try and get over for it. But the last thing I want to do is fly over and then it's an absolute damp squid and it's not going to get the change that it needs to get and stuff like that. But look, there's a protest organized, I believe,
Yeah.
before the Man United game. So, there's an opportunity for everyone to get down there and get, air their frustrations with the club. But, the thing is before, everyone airs their frustrations with the club. But when there's a call to action, the numbers don't get down there. So that's a huge problem.
Yeah. We're looking to bring on change for Tottenham. We also, as you can tell, we have a lot of different voices on that are quite influential in the Levy out movement or just in calling out the owners. And then also, too, I'd say, frankly, Tottenham, Dave and I, we don't go to the games. We're here. We don't really buy a lot of club merchandise. We don't pay for season tickets. If anything, what I spend in my lifetime in most Spurs fans' cases wouldn't be what they spend in like a year. I don't really give that much money to the club, if not any. So it's just, I think, we're going to try our best to get the voice out there and get, our opinions out there, but there's only so much we can do from, as far away as we are. But we are going to continue to put pressure on him, talk about, how he continues to hinder this club. And we bring on different voices that are different from our own, people that are closer to the issue, people that are closer in proximity, to actual change. And we'll try our best. We'll try our best. Trinidad saying our B team is championship level. Enoch out. I think our forward line has been nearly championship level. It's felt like for some
Yeah.
time now. Trinidad, it's just watching this team go forward has been a constant source of frustration. What I will say, though, is it has been down to quality. I don't really rate the quality of our forward line. But then also, like when we are getting forward and there are moments and there are breakaways, these guys don't look like they know who to play to, when to
Yeah.
play it. There's
Where to
just this
move?
where to move. And I think a bit of that's on the manager, really, because
Yeah.
he does have to instruct them. Listen, when we get a breakaway in these situations, when we win the ball back in these situations, this is what you need to do. This is the run you're looking to make. This is the sort of space you're looking to find. This is
Yeah.
the type of movement we need in the wide areas. A coach can only do so much because football is a bit random, right? It's not going to be perfectly drawn up. But there have been times when we see like 4-on-1s, like 4-on-2s,
Yeah.
3-on-1s, and these guys are barely even able to complete a pass. And they are, to my belief, professional footballers who should be able to do that. And I wonder if that's just down to maybe a lack of training in that regard, like with these breakaways. Have they actually worked on how to problem solve, how to, think of, the right solution in these situations, how to have that composure? We've been missing composure for nearly 2 seasons under
Yeah.
Ange. How much does that fall on him as well? Putting them in pressure situations, in training or something to put away chances. You can only mimic it in the best ways you can. It's never going to be game, that close to a game situation, but you can only do so much as a manager to try to mimic it. And I'm not too sure if we actually are. It feels like, this team is actually getting worse and worse attacking wise. And that's not a good sign. We're actually supposed to be getting better and better, regardless of who we have available or regardless of, how much we're running on
Yeah.
fumes. I do feel like we're just looking more and more clueless going forward. But maybe it is down to the
Look,
players just being fatigued. Maybe it is.
I can see what he's asking the goalkeeper to do. I can see what he's asking the whole back line to do, and I can see what he's asking the midfield to do. I can see what he's asking them to do in terms of playing out from the back. But beyond that, I don't see what they've been working on or what Postecoglou is asking them to do. It feels like very much get the ball into Son. Hopefully he can, produce a bit of magic, or get the ball into Kulu. Hopefully he can batter his way through. The striker often is left in the middle of the box, not a lot of service, or, not making enough runs. You look at us actually over the last 2 seasons, actually, come to think of it, Jack. How many one-on-ones do we really get, or how many one-on-ones do
Yeah.
we put through? Even when we had Kane and Son with Pochettino, even in defensive systems, amount of one-on-ones, we get a couple of every single game. Under this, we just look like a complete lack of ideas. Even when you do get the ball out wide, sometimes there's not enough bodies flooding into the box. It's like we're all setting up outside the box and just
Yeah.
relying on Son or Kulu to provide a bit of magic. It's not good enough. I absolutely agree with you on that point.
Yeah. 100%.
And look, we can sit here and bemoan about the quality. And look, to bring a bit of balance into it, you have to take into account. And I said this, and look, when I was out there saying this about Harry Kane, I, and the pushback I was getting, I don't think actually people realised how much he brought to the forward line in terms of creativity and goals.
Yeah.
And when you sell a player like that, it's always going to take time to rebuild, because you're having to try and fit three pieces of the puzzle to come together, rather than just say, right, we've got Harry Kane, everyone else just move off him, it's fine, this guy has the quality to find you. We don't have that player anymore. So what you actually need is the three front players to come together, and some swift movements, good runs. Like, even when we're going forward, I don't see loads of running off the ball. I'm looking at Liverpool today. They've got runners out wide, runners through the middle, players getting in the box. You look at us, it's very static. Even when we're in possession against lesser quality teams, it's very static. Just pass it here, I'll stand here, give it back to me. There's no one breaking a gut, pulling defenders with them and stuff. It's very, very static. It's not good enough.
Again, everybody, we're trying our best to sort of, hear what your opinions are, but we're also, trying to give our own at the same time. So hopefully you guys appreciate what we're trying to do. And again, really appreciate all the support that's been coming in. Jason Whale, Ange has been way out of his depth. Levy has been even worse. But tonight has shown that even that we've been lazy and we couldn't give a toss type of culture, walking around while Liverpool was walking all over us. Spence, Gray,
Yeah,
and Ball, only players that seem to work hard. Spence, I think, has been a standout compared to the rest,
yeah,
quality-wise, but also mentality-wise. I think Spence has been a standout to the rest. Gray, I think, is very, very young and is a brilliant, brilliant player. I did wonder if he looked a little bit nervous tonight. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm not going to really put too much critique of him, because he's kind of carried us, over the past couple of months, Gray. But I did wonder if he looked a little bit nervous at periods in this game. Ball, I agree. Ball does really work really hard. He does sort of throw himself about. It's just, I don't know if he came on and made the desired impact, sadly, when he did. He's trying his best, though. And again, I'm not throwing any shade towards him. And I mostly agree with your point, Jason Whale, that I think those guys, mentality-wise, are standouts maybe compared to some of the rest of the squad. And you
yeah,
think about the very experienced players like Basuma, sadly, maybe guys like Sonny, Ben Davis has been great, but did make a big mistake. Some of the guys that are more experienced players in the team today didn't necessarily, step up and have the best of games. And also, even you wouldn't say we're the ones working the hardest either. Like, I wouldn't say Sonny was the hardest working player out there. I wouldn't say Basuma did work hard, but then, he makes mistakes. And Ben Davies, maybe in this game, did work hard, made a mistake. It's just tough, Jason. It's just tough. And Ange, my big worry about Ange is, like Dave and I've been saying, like, when we do get forward and when we do have certain moments and transitions, we really don't look like we know what we're actually doing. And I wonder if that really is truly down to just the forwards just being terrible. I think that could be a portion of it. I think that could be a factor. But at the end of the day, the manager has to try to get these guys to be a bit more clinical, to be a bit more decisive, to be a bit cleaner, even in possession. And I just haven't seen any
That's
improvement in that for a while now. I haven't seen any improvement.
Well, that's one of our biggest problems. I think it's a combination of both, Jack.
It is a combination.
Yes, there's a distinct lack of quality. Like you look at Richarlison, he's not your average Brazilian. That's sexy on the eye, elegant, moves swift. He does everything with a bit of grace. He's very clunky. You look at Johnson, very limited. You look at Werner. Very, very clunky in terms of in possession. Even Kulu, a very good player, good runner of the ball, but he's a bit clunky in possession. We don't have anyone that actually is good to watch on the eye, that's smooth to watch on the eye, that does everything that's cleanly and sharply. So then you've got to try and piece together, in terms of on the training pitch and get these guys to come together as a three. But again, that's very hard. If you pop the ball into Richarlison, he gives it away, it breaks down. You pop it into Kulu, it breaks down. You pop it into Werner, who's been there, or Johnson, it keeps breaking down. Because you have to be able to do things cleanly as well to be able to create these free flow moves. And if it looks like we're playing a lot in the forward line as individuals, but how much is that is genuinely down to the players being able to get the ball, hold it up, moving into the winger with a bit of pace. Often we look to hold it up. Richarlison has to hold on to his man. It has to come back. It has to slow down. No one can do anything with a bit of rhythm going forward, and that's our big problem. So it's a two-part. It's down to coaching, but again, it's hard to coach if you don't have the right quality.
100%. Jason Well, very, very good points, man, and really appreciate the generous support.
I just want to say one more thing on Jason Wales' team there. I think, to a degree, I sort of understand what he's saying, where, even when we went 3-0 down, you look at what players' heads dropped and what players kept going. Spence kept going. Son's head dropped. Bentacour's head dropped. Too many heads dropped. There was only a select few players that tried to continue to do the right thing, continue to try and press, continue to go at it. So I do understand the point that Jason's trying to make there. That is, when you're out of a game, I think it's a big telltale sign of who's still trying to do the right thing and who's not.
Paul Van just going to get some other comments here. Thank you very much, Jason. Well, thanks for being patient as well, sir. Paul Van saying, look at the difference in the two squads. Nobody expected us to win. Liverpool are simply far ahead. K32 saying the players lack belief and they look like they have a total lack of confidence as well. Man Bear Pig saying the manager isn't good enough. The players aren't good enough. It's been this way for a while now. Enoch out. Selzy Spurs saying, and just trying to play chess with tiddlywinks. Just a harmless potato saying, what did we learn tonight? Brentford is not Liverpool. And I think in this game too, like Brentford, probably would have gotten back into the game. We just got lucky that they didn't have the finishing boots on to some degree. Whereas Liverpool, they're not that sort of team. I agree with Artist T's point that earlier in the stream, he did say the dam is eventually going to break. I did feel that way, that the dam was going to break, but it was just up to us to see if we could get, a decent counterattack and try to punch them back in the mouth. Since they didn't really score until a little bit after, the 40th minute. It's just we couldn't do it. Matt Bynum, first 30 minutes, I thought we defended well, but on transitions, we were absolutely terrible. No more than 2 passes before we eventually lost the ball again. Liverpool were class, and we were very disappointing. Matt, that's pretty much 100% word for word how I feel about the game, really. People are welcome to feel differently. That's just how I feel about the game, though. So you guys, welcome to see things differently, though. Deborah Smith saying you guys do a great job. Best Spurs watch along in the business. Thank you very much, Deborah. That's very, very kind of you. And then also Woodsy Hotspur saying the Formula One is back soon, lads. Maybe we'll try getting into that instead. Now I think Dave and I are just gluttons for punishment, and we just want to see this through to the end. We just want to see Spurs eventually get over the line, man. And then we'll see about what we'll do next. Brad Sean saying, just pay £20 for this. Ange is so out of his depth, lads. It's embarrassing. It's dear he doesn't adapt his training sessions based on the opponent he is playing. It's the same story. game in, game out. I've been taking a lot of, the initial talks. Dave, did you want to come in maybe first on this?
Yeah, look, I think, the longer the season goes on, I think there's more credence to that argument, to be quite frank. But, look, this is where I sit on it, right? Yes, we've got the owners and they do what they do where they continuously change managers. But, managers are always managing this football club with one hand tied behind their back. So then it comes down to, can they make the best out of this situation? And when you look at Postecoglou, I think there's a fair argument to say, compared to every other manager. In fact, it's factual, right? He's been the worst manager at Tottenham Hotspur. I think there's no argument to say maybe he's not making the best of the situation. And the thing is, we've had Conte here, we've had Jose here, Postecoglou. When you've got managers that have won at other clubs they've been at and they come to this football club, they expect you to do things their way, and we're not prepared to do that. And when we get ourselves into these situations, the reason why we keep changing managers, because these guys don't know how to handle these situations. They don't know how to adapt. That's the truth of it. They do not know how, because they're not used to being in these situations. And that's the big problem that we've got. And, to that point, I think, look, we've got Aston Villa on the weekend. I think Ange stays in the job till then. If we go out of that, I think that's when you might see a change. We've got an international break coming up, and I think that's where you might see a change if the club are going to do that. But we don't know. All of January, they seem to have sit there and said, no, we're going to back them. But again, how much is that down to? Is that no manager's going to walk in here with the injury crisis we have? You know what I mean? And then the players that we do have, they're already fatigued. So how much effort do they have to do what they're asking them to do? So, look, I think it's not really a discussion. Look, I think everyone's going to have their opinion. And, I think more and more people are going to sway to Ange out after tonight. I think many people are sitting there waiting to see what happened tonight. But I don't think the club are going to do anything until the international break coming up.
I think more and more and more, Ange I'm finding it harder and harder to defend him. I personally have tried to defend, the fact that we did want, an attacking manager to come in. Me personally, Brad, I'm more on the side of things of more defensive football and more pragmatic. It's just with Ange, I've tried to see this through to the end, with him sort of trying to deliver us the attacking football that Spurs fans very much identify with. What I will say, though, is in the past month or two, I do think we've looked more and more dull, more and more clueless going forward. I'm not too sure how much of that is actually down to fatigue. I do think part of that is due to Ange Postecoglou. And then also, because of all the injuries, we have had to sit back. We have had to be a bit more pragmatic defensively. He is clearly not a manager that is very suited towards that or is very good at that and being able to set his team up that way. He's forced to do it for right now, but he's not very good at it. And that is something that occasionally you need to do every now and again. Sometimes you do need to sort of sit back and look to defend more. And we're not very good at it. And also, though, I agree with you, man. It's been a lot of the same story, same explanations, same type of thing for a lot of these games. And, you can only say the same thing so many times before you question the manager. And then just before you come back in, Dave, Brad Sean, as well as Man Bear Pig, I really appreciate the guys' support that you guys are sending in. I have to go about these in the queue in which they come in. I'm trying not to skip anybody. I don't think I have skipped anybody. So I apologize if we're not getting to these quick enough for you guys. But if you can be patient, we try to answer these in a really kind of in-depth way. We don't just sort of read it and then just skip on to the next one like maybe some people might. We try to really answer them and give our opinions back. But apologies if they haven't come quickly enough. It's just we have to go with the order in which they come in. Did you want to add something there, though, Dave? Sorry.
No.
Okay.
Go on.
He did, though, maybe just to be fair to Bradshaw, and since he has been patient, he said, blame Levy all we want, but the manager needs to manage the squad he has and adapt for the opposition he's playing against. I agree with Bradshaw. I've said this before as much as I have tried to defend Ange.
Do you know what? It's something that my dad has been saying to me. He's like, look, we can sit here, we can continue to blame Levy, but we know what he is at this point. All you're relying on now is a manager to come in and get the best out of the circumstances. And, the longer this goes on, Jack, the more I'm sort of resigned to it. And maybe my dad's at that point because, he's done it a lot longer than me. But I think I'm coming around to that realization. I think many people are. It's like, look, we all know what the problems are. We all know that they don't exactly get in the right players to really help managers and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you look at Pochettino. He came in, he worked with what he's got, look what he got out of it. And once he's done that, I think Daniel Levy's always going to be in that mindset to a certain degree, where it's like, well, it's possible. But the problem we've got is when we keep changing managers and stuff like that, it's like doing the lottery every week, Jack, right? How many times do you actually win though?
Yeah.
And that's what we're sort of in the routine of doing. But I can't disagree with that point, Jack. I think it's a fair point to make. I think he's absolutely spot on. I think we're all resigned to the point where you are looking for a manager to come in and make the best of this situation. And look, Ange Postecoglou isn't.
And just to quickly add, to you and Brad Sean's point, if you have no hope in Levy changing his ways whatsoever or learning from his mistakes whatsoever, then maybe you do have to bring in a manager that can work within, sort of the obstacles that Levy gives you, works within, sort of the ways that he sets you up to fail. In my opinion, I think Levy sets up a lot of managers to fail, but maybe you can bring in a manager that would be even better at avoiding, failing, at avoiding, being screwed over technically by Daniel Levy. And there are managers out there that technically are probably better than Ange Postecoglou at that. It's just, do we really want that? Do we really want to concede to Daniel Levy and just bring in a manager that will just work with the situation as best they can? They have to take on a million different skins, a million different faces all the time. Is that what we really want? Because it'd be kind of depressing if that's the case. But if we're going to be realistic, maybe Brad Sean is right. Maybe we're just going to have to bring in somebody that is just best for, the position, for what Daniel Levy does to us. Fod Sachs. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Look, Postecoglou's under scrutiny, and rightly so. He's absolutely rightly so. But I do think, what I'm going to try and convey to people is, I'll have no problem sitting here talking about what the manager needs to do better, what he's failing on. But the reason why I refuse to do any manager out, per se, is because I feel like you're almost giving Daniel Levy a free pass to a certain extent to keep doing what he's doing in terms of changing the managers. And I also think it's more in recognition that I understand you're hamstrung to a degree. You're asking a guy to go into a battle with one arm basically all the time. So I'm never ever going to make absolutely everything the manager's fault. But I do recognize you still got to try and get the best out of the situation. And what we're hoping for is a manager comes in, does well, Levy believes in him, and he builds on it incrementally, slowly as we've gone on. And I think he's tried to do that with Postecoglou to a degree, but it's just not working out.
Yeah. And then Brad Sean did follow up another time. Man, it's very, very kind of you, by the way. And he's saying, I hear what you're saying, lads, but as a manager, he should be managing the squad that he's been given. Also appreciate you. I know you have lots of chats to respond to. I'm sorry that I didn't want to come across it anyway. Like I just wanted to explain the situation, Brad, because I saw that you and Man Bear Pig were probably rightfully so frustrated. I think you guys have been waiting for a while. It's just, we're trying our best here. It's also just the style in which Dave and I go about it. I think if we tried to answer them really quickly, sometimes it feels like that's not the best value to, what you've sent in. And also I just think everyone feels like, they can have some good back and forth if we really do try to engage with it. And lots of times we don't always agree, right? So it's about us sort of maybe disagreeing and then also telling you why we do see your point, if you get what I mean. So appreciate you, Brad Sean. And I understand that if what you have available as a manager is what you have available, sometimes you do just have to face facts, deal with what you have available to you. You can't just live in this dream world where all the players are going to eventually come back and you're going to start winning games again, and that's what Ange has sometimes alluded to. And I think that is a bit naive to even say that, that everything will be better once all the players get back. It's like we have been losing a lot of games here.
They're not coming back. It's, we've been at this point since bloody November. Reality is, you get two back, three are gone out. It's just this situation. It's not alleviating.
Not tenable.
And, look, on to that point there about, the manager needs to manage the squad. This is the problem. They're not managers. They're just head coaches. They're basically glorified coaches. Levy changed that under Pochettino. He took manager out of the job title because he doesn't want them to have a say in what transfers we do, budgets available, etc. It's just like, that's your squad. Work with it. And I think to your point, like you said earlier, this is where we're at and this is what we're hoping for. And, look, we can sit here and moan and say he wasn't helped in the transfer window, which I'm going to stick by. I've seen us sleepwalking into this because of the summer transfer window we've had. I still don't think we've had a great January window to a degree. I think we've probably made the same mistakes. You look at Kinski, yes, he's a bright young goalkeeper. He cost us against Arsenal. He helped cost us against Leicester. And today,
Yeah.
he wasn't exactly the most confident either to a large degree. And this is the problem, that when you're buying young, they're going to make mistakes, which ultimately, it doesn't matter what the manager works on. When players are making mistakes, all of a sudden it's going to bring them into question. It's like, what did you work on? The manager's going, yeah, but I did work on stuff. Like, I didn't ask these guys to do this. Didn't ask them to give away the ball. But look, when the transfer window is closed, that's where you have to be crafty. That's where you have
Yeah.
to try and find solutions. And to a large degree, has Postecoglou, I think, recently, but did he go on too long before he tried that? And maybe he's made a rod off his own back by persisting with what he was trying to do longer than maybe what he should
hmm
have.
I think that's really well put, Dave. And thank you, Brad, the way, Brad, Sean. Thanks for being patient. And also thanks for all the follow ups and all the follow up messages. Very, very kind of you. Fod Sachs from earlier. Thank you for being patient, Fod Sachs, saying, I've said that Ange is hanging on by his fingertips, lads, because of the cups. Now he's hanging on by the fingertips of one hand. Yeah, he's got 2 cups left now with with the Europa League and the FA Cup. I mean, I said some version of that earlier, Fod Sachs, that people who maybe were doubtful of Ange, people who weren't sold on Ange, a lot of them maybe were kind enough to wait until these cup games to see how they unfolded before they truly maybe went back in on Ange Postecoglou. And a lot of people clearly have after tonight. They've waited until this game to see how it played out, and then they're out for him again. My thing is that, again, I feel like a lot of us expected majority of our players to be back by now, a lot of more options available to him. It's just not been the case. He's had very, very few, pretty much fielded still an entire bench of youngsters on the bench there. But he, he has been holding on the fingertips. It's just I've never in a long time now. I think Dave and I've been doing this 3-4 years. 3-4 different managers. I mean, it's not the losing has never been this bad. Unfortunately, it
No.
hasn't. We haven't lost this many games in consistent basis. Some of the stats you do see are hard to ignore. 9 wins in 9 months. I understand that the summer was included in there, but even if you were to say 9 wins in 6 months, that's still absurd. And there's plenty of other damning statistics towards Ange when it comes to just the sheer record. Whether you think that record can be explainable or not, or excusable or not, it's pretty much the worst record of any manager I've seen in a long time.
And you know what? I'll be brutally honest. I don't think European qualifying for the last 16 actually has any effect on whether they
No.
decide to keep Ange Postecoglou or not. I think it is the domestic cups quite, in my opinion, we've been embarrassed in them in recent years going out early rounds. I think it is more the domestic cups that it hinges on rather than Europe, to be quite frank.
Yeah. Hopefully he's got fingertips left. I actually burnt my hand really bad the other day. Fod Sachs. I'm jealous of any fingertips that Ange might have left. Dark Sun G, thanks for being patient. Dark Sun G, saying, not surprised we lost. With Craig Pawson as the referee. He refereed Liverpool Community Shield win and their FA Cup win. Also, how did Van Dijk not get sent off or at least booked? At one point I was going to say at full time, Van Dijk, the one who scored, should have been sent off. Dark Sunji, it's just I think we were that outplayed. I don't know if I could say it out loud maybe until now. I do think that was a red card, or at least I'm surprised it didn't go to VAR. I think it was worth at least some sort of VAR check. Maybe they did and they quickly brushed over it. Then that's not really on Craig Pawson, but I don't know, man. Like that did look like a red to me. Like Van Dyke, there's just no reason. It wasn't natural either. It wasn't like it was a mistake that his elbow, hit Richie in the head. It was very intentional, and it was very obvious that he did intend to hit Richie in the head with his elbow. I don't care if he did that softly. I don't care if he did that really, aggressively. When you're trying to hit someone in the head with your elbow, I think that's dangerous play. I think that's reckless, and I think that's worth debating if that's a red card. And they seem to quickly gloss over it,
Yeah,
basically. And that's where I'm frustrated by that, because the way I've said that there, Dave, it's not like if it's an accident, if it really looks accidental that he's elbowed him, it's up for debate, right? Because it's still dangerous, but sometimes elbows go flying. I mean, Van Dyke literally looks at Richarlison and then decides to elbow him in the head. Like, it's obvious. And that's where
I
it should
get
have
it.
been looked at.
I get it, but it's always been a bit of an unwritten rule. It's
hmm
always been known. Go and hit your players early, because the referees are very hesitant to send anyone off
Yeah.
because they don't want to ruin the game.
Yeah.
It's an unknown sort of written rule to a large degree. So I just think it's actually quite clever from Van Dijk, to be quite frank. I think he's gone, bomb, take that, Richarlison. Let's see if you react. Let's see if I can get you sent off. And I'm here. You ain't going to do what you've done to Brentford players last week, sliding into them, tackles, this, that, and the other. I'm here today. Daddy's here. Take that. It's been an unwritten rule, and that's why I didn't really sort of go ballistic about it, because I'll be quite frank, it's what I want Spurs players to do. Yeah. You're allowed to do this earlier on in the games. It's just unwritten. Go and do it. Do more of the dark arts. We should have clattered Gakpo nice and early. We should have clattered Mo Salah nice and early. We're too nice at Tottenham. We know this. Jose told us. Conte told us.
Yeah. And thank you, by the way, Darkson G, for being patient. Yeah. And Man Bear Pig, now I've gotten to it again. I've had to go in the best order I can and tried to sort of honor everybody else's. Hopefully,
we're getting there. We're nearly there.
We're there now, man. It's Levy out, and maybe it should be Ange out. The problem is no manager wants to work under Levy. I'm Ange in, but we gain nothing from sacking him. Just not sure where we find hope right now. To dare is to do, ? Man Bear Pig, I agree with a lot of this, man. I mean, I'm Levy out. More and more, I've tried to defend Ange, but it's harder. Like, I'm just coming up with the same excuses, and the record is just, it's you can't ignore the record. You can't be that ignorant towards it. And then the other thing too is, like I've said and Dave has said, if the next manager comes in, who's to say they don't fall to the same fate, to the same outcome that Ange did, that Nuno did, that everybody has, in recent years. I think Ange has suffered from very similar symptoms, very similar treatment, very similar obstacles to previous managers. So who's to say it's going to be any different with the next guy? And that's where we're all lost. Like, what is the right step? Do you just sack Ange because it's just gotten untenable? Do you stick with him because you just know that the next guy is only going to deal with the same problems? It is really tough, man. And that's why I don't know. Maybe there are right answers, but Dave and I aren't really claiming to have them, because it's really difficult, man. It's really difficult to know what is the best direction because we've been down this road before.
Look, and then this is sort of where I'm at, Jack. Right, I'm at the point where, and I've been at this point. I've said it to you quite some time. I think the writing's on the wall for Ange Postecoglou. I've said this for quite some time. I think the writing is on the wall for him. It's just a matter of when. His days are numbers. He seems to be evading it. And look, I think the board also, in and around the January transfer window, they don't want that pressure on them. With the protests coming up against Man United, I don't think they're going to sack him before that either. But again, sacking a manager, we're just going to be here again 16, 18 months' time. We sacked Pochettino, which is the first mistake. We should have rebuilt underneath him. We chose not to. Daniel Levy had his eyes on Joseph, always admired him, but sacked him. He done some good things at Tottenham. Things look rosy, or at the beginning, things look like, hang on, this could take off here. Took a nosedive. You bring in Nuno. He started off with the first 3 games looking very well. Took a nosedive, gone by November. You bring in Conte. He delivers Champions League football. The next season, things go tits up. You bring in Ange Postecoglou, we finish 5th. The next season, things go tits up. It's always the second season syndrome. You look at the amount of managers we've had compared to the length of ownership. It's an average of every 2 years we change manager. We keep getting into this cycle. And to be honest with you, sacking Ange, bringing another guy in, we're going to be in the same cycle. The only thing is, the other guy might be able to get a little bit longer out of what he's trying to do. I think it's very hard for anyone to sit here and say, back Ange Postecoglou. I think it's hard for anyone to sit here and give reasons why you should be backing Ange Postecoglou. Yeah. I think right now, anyone that is backing Ange Postecoglou, it's blind faith, because you don't know what he can bring. Yeah. You don't know what he's going to deliver. Look, I've sat here, I've seen what he's done at Celtic. Don't get me wrong. It was very enjoyable. I know what he can do. But we are a long way off him delivering that here at Tottenham Hotspur. And I think now, if you're Ange in, it's more out of hope than anything.
And also, I'd just say, I think you're spot on, Man Bear Pig. It's like, everyone's Levy out, but at what point do you become Ange out, where it becomes a bit untenable, and maybe you do just have to scrap and move on? But like you say, who's to say it's going to be any better with the next manager, with Ange? And that's where Dave and I are also at a lot of confusion. And also just frustration, really. But thank you, Man Bear Pig. I think a lot of people would agree with you. I think
thanks for the patience as well.
Thanks for the patience, and I just think it's a spot-on super chat. I think a lot of people would agree with you.
Oh,
frankly, Tottenham saying something bad is going on between Ange and Madison. Hey, that's funny, frankly, Tottenham, because Dave put on his conspiracy theory hat a few months ago, saying there could be something there. It was kind of validated by Jack from
Spurs related. He's working in the media now.
And he is an inside guy on the media, and he's validated today, saying I'm not going to confirm that that is true or not. But I will say there is technically something going on there. And with Levy, though, or sorry, with Madison and Ange, like Madison was never going to play this game. Frankly, Tottenham, apparently he is hurt. Maybe you are suggesting he might not be hurt. Maybe
No,
there's something.
Madison is injured.
Yeah, he's been injured for this game, so it's not like Ange could have shucked him to the side anyways if he wanted to or not. But I don't know. Maybe the injury had to do with Madison being tired of Ange. Maybe he wants to see if he'll get the sack and then he'll come back in. I'm not too sure, frankly, Tottenham, but all I will say is that Madison technically wasn't available for this game. Johnson wasn't available for this game. But there is something going on there, man. There is something going on there.
People have sort of brought the argument to me though, Jack. Are some of these players faking injury, or maybe not, maybe sore and not pushing themselves through it like they would if they had a manager that they believed in? I'm not sure I quite believe that, but I've said it long ago. It doesn't take a genius to work it out with, and I don't want to make this about Madison tonight. I really don't want to do this. I'm just trying to be honest here and answer, your super chat, my man, because tonight has nothing to do with Madison. But when he's been left on the bench for big games, when he's being brought off the bench, when Postecoglou has been subbing him early, I think something happened after the Brighton game, the 3-2, where we crumbled. I don't think he was happy with Madison's effort in terms of going in on the tackles and stuff. And I think whatever happened after that, I think there's been a massive sort of maybe fallout to a large degree. I don't think Postecoglou's having Madison as a player or as a character. And I think Madison has also looked at him and gone, hang on, who the fuck are you speaking to? What reputation do you have in this game? And he's probably turned around and said, you've managed in the J-League and Celtic. Shut up. You're not telling me what to do. I've played in the Premier League. And look, all right? No, they're not. At some point, they can just put things aside for a common goal. At the end of the day, there's always been teams that have gone on one teams. You think every manager loves the player and the manager loves every player? No. But they're able to put it aside for the greater good.
Yeah. Frankly, Tottenham, and yeah, I saw what you said. Yeah, you think it's been going on all season. It has been, man. It has been going on all season. We'll see how it plays from here. Just quickly on that conspiracy theory Dave said about maybe some of the players holding themselves back. We have seen some serious injuries with these players. Like we're talking about like potential career altering injuries. And I wonder if that's part of it. Like guys don't want their hamstrings being torn. Guys don't want their ACLs being torn. Guys don't want to see their MCLs being ripped apart. I wonder if that's part of it, is that the seriousness of the injuries are quite severe. And then, as a player, do you want to give that up? Do you really believe in a manager that much to see your career potentially be altered by, a career defining injury? Brad Sean saying blame Levy all week. Oh, yes, that was from earlier. Thank you very much, Brad. Paul Van Ben, Bissouma is more concerned about his drip. Useless. Paul, I know you're a member, so you probably caught some of the members preview. That's where Dave and I are just so torn with Bissouma, man, is that he'll have one amazing display, and then the next game he'll put in a stinker. But Dave looks like he's confirmed it. He's just done with him. Would you sell him in the summer?
I'm not. I think he's got to go, Jack. And look, I've been a big backer of Bissouma. It's like, look, I understand, right? He's not a number 6. We have sort of, to a degree, misused him at Tottenham Hotspur. But the problem we had under Conte, because he played 2 midfield, you can never, ever trust Bissouma. You always have to play Bissouma in a number 3, in a 3 in midfield. But you need solid players behind him because he is going to lose the ball. He takes risks. And, I would like to see him in a role further up, in one of them number 8 roles. Let him be free. Let him go and try and affect the game. But I'm at the point now. He's just let me down way too many times. Way too many times. And that's why I'm so harsh on him now. I can go back to Nottingham Forest last year, getting sent off, missing all the way till AFCON, comes back. You think he'll come back on fire. What did he do? Absolutely jack shit. Then he comes in off the back of a pre-season when he's got a massive point to prove after 3 dismal years at Tottenham Hotspur. I know what I'll do. I'll head out with the boys and I'll go and fucking have some gas. I mean, that's okay for fans to do. We're not a professional athlete. But this guy's out there doing it. And basically all he's doing is going, fuck you. He's pissing on the crest. He doesn't want to live his life right. And we've got to rid players like this out of the football club. I'm all for people going and enjoying yourself, but there's also a way to do it. I listen to a lot of the old pros, and they say, look, sometimes it's hard now. There's cameras absolutely everywhere. I get it. But they were smart enough to go and organise things behind closed doors. Yeah. You speak of clubs, speak of players going, look, We went away here for 2 days. No one knew about it. Yeah, we were in
Yeah.
dismal form. We had a massive piss up. We had a brawl, and we kicked on from there. Everything was sorted out. But what we've got is players going to public events. Madison and Johnson at the darts. When we're losing games week in, week out. I don't
Yeah.
care if you've got a dart ticket. You can afford to not go. Sit at home and bloody watch the darts.
Go
It's
next
just
year.
perception. What we've got is players that don't actually care about that anymore. They go, do you know what? I don't care what the fans think. And if they have a go at me, I'll call them a bloody wally. We've got to rig that culture out of this football club. You know, you look at City players. When they were at the top of their game winning everything, do you hear a thing about them being out? You know, you might have had the odd one about Walker crashing his car or Grealish crashing his car. But that's after they've won, by the way. They've let loose after they've won. When Liverpool have been at the top of their game, you never see them out anywhere. You never see them at whole profile events. You look at Arsenal players now, what they're trying to achieve. Do you see them anywhere? I don't. But I always see Tottenham players.
Big up Paul Van Ben. Future's bright, future's lily white. Member for 8 months, flat cap member. Our 8th choice manager gets schooled by our first choice. Yeah. Well, what I will say is just to be a dick. Members, Lily White, I do believe, and Arne Slot might have been our second choice because wasn't Nagelsmann our first choice?
Look, Postecoglou was not our first choice and goes back to Mansberg's point, Jack. You know, there has to be an understanding why we ended up at Postecoglou in the first place. Arne Slot, whatever went on, we don't know the true story. Some people are saying, you know, that he was asking for too much. Some reports are saying he wanted to bring a coaching team. Daniel Levy didn't want him to do that. He wanted to work with the coaches at Tottenham Hotspur. And then there's other reports saying it was never on. He laughed at us. He rejected us and rejected our advances. But the reality is there was clearly talks and it didn't get over the line.
It got rejected.
Or the other. Yeah. Rejected probably. You know, you look at Nagelsmann. I think we were maybe flirting with the Amorim idea, but we didn't want to pay Sporting money to get him out of there. Yeah. So there's got to be an understanding why we ended up at Postecoglou in the first place. But you also look at it, again, you sort of look at the managers. They've all been on the free market.
Successful.
Been out of contract, you know, and we've brought them in here. We haven't gone to a club and paid a fee to get a manager out and say, what he's doing there, we want. Bring your coaches, whatever it is that you're doing, that's why it's working, bring them. Even when Conte came, he wanted to bring a whole team with him that he brings everywhere else, that they win. He had to fight just to bring in one or
half
two
of what he wanted. Yeah.
You look at Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. I want a throwing coach. If someone went to Daniel Levy and said, I want a throwing coach, he'd turn around and say, now you're acting the piss. What do you need a throwing coach for? You've got 4 coaches out there. Get one of them to do it. You don't need a specialist. But when it comes to other clubs, no problem. Every facet of the game matters.
But yeah, just to be a tiny bit of a dick, I do wonder if Arne Slot wasn't exactly our first choice. I think he might have been our second choice. Future's bright, future's lily white, but he's a brilliant manager. Arne Slot, he is. Jake Dodd, we got Jose and Conte. Why not Xavi? I'm not actually the biggest fan of Xavi. I actually don't think he's as good as people might think he is because he did get sacked by Barcelona and he was able to get them to a league title, but he did get knocked out of the European competitions quite embarrassingly. He got knocked out by Eintracht Frankfurt. He also got knocked out. I remember, what was it, against Napoli or something like that? You know, it was a crazy game, you know, last year. It might have been PSG, I'm forgetting, but he did get knocked out in the Champions League. And to be honest, when I watched that Barcelona team, man, when I used to bet money on sports games, I made a lot of money betting against Barcelona. So they were a team that I don't think were as good as people might think. So that's just me, though. I don't think Xavi is that great of a manager.
Do you know what it is, though, Jack? I'm actually at the point, I actually don't care about managers' names coming to me anymore. Yeah. I've been excited for Jose. I've been excited for Conte. You know, to a degree, I was willing to give Nuno a chance, being excited for Postecoglou. The reality is, what you see them do everywhere else, it's not happening at Tottenham Hotspur. So I'm not even going to the point where I'm not even going to be excited. You can say, oh, but he does this, he does that. Great. You watch. Give it 16 months. He's going to look like he's never managed a game of football in his life.
It's true though, Jake. He did. I think he actually did very well to win the league with Barcelona. It was just kind of after that, I wasn't too convinced by him. I just felt like maybe it was sort of like the Edin Terzic type of, you know, signing where you're bringing in a guy that really understands the club, someone that really understands, you know, the fans, understands, you know, everything about it, and then sort of inspired, you know, people to kind of get back into shape, you know, and sort of, you know, remind them of what it means to play for the shirt, that type of thing. I think Xavi did a great job of that. I'm just not too sure if tactically he was really my favorite manager personally. But believe me, Jake, I'm not going to claim to be right or anything. It's just my opinion about Xavi. But thank you for waiting patiently, and thanks for sending that in. Brad Sean, very, very kind of you again, saying love the both of you guys and love the platform you guys give us. I feel like it would be great to have a third party outsider like myself to come on to your shows for a different opinion. What do you guys think? Listen, Brad, like we'd be always up. We're always available for that. We have plenty of different opinions on here. I think the best way to do that is just email us. Next fan show, I'm not too sure of the schedule, but the next fan show technically should be next Monday. We do fan shows once a week, and just email us. Email would be in the description of this video. It's in the description of all of our videos. Just click in there. We can put it into the chat if you need it as well, but it's theirishyid@gmail.com. If you just email us there, be happy to give you a link and you can come on a fan show. And also, Dave can validate this. A lot of people who come on fan shows oftentimes become comfortable enough and actually good enough that we then bring them on to panel shows, debate shows, bring them on more and more things to do, and then end up even doing like members previews and stuff with us. So there are a lot of success stories. There are a lot of people who've even gone on to do their own channels that have come on to fan shows. So Brad, if that's all right with you, I think that's where we start. Bring you on a fan show, get you nice up in the queue, and we'll take things from there, sir.
Yeah, look, reach out. We'll get you on for a fan show, my man. And the reason why is we just like to sort of get to know someone first, maybe get to see their face first, before we sort of promise and guarantee everything. But, once we have the little introduction, my man, then no problem. We'll organize something, where we'll get you on. We can have a conversation about whatever it is you want, or if you want to join in on what we're talking about, no problem. We'll take it from there. Just simply, like Jack said, email. And this is to everybody, by the way. This isn't just to Brad Sean, We're only saying this because he's asked, which is very, very kind of you, and it's no problem at all. This is to anybody.
100%.
As long as you're not a dick. If you're a dick, I'm just saying it now. If you're a dick and you can't accept other people's opinions and stuff like that, and you have to resort to name calling and shit like that, it's just not happening because it's shit discussion and it doesn't get anywhere. It's no good for anybody tuning in. So as long as you're not a dick, that invitation is open.
And yeah, I think you'll really like the fan show, man.
And I'm not saying you, Brad. I'm just saying general.
I think lots of people really like the fan show, Brad. So I'm pretty sure you will get about 10 minutes at least, to come on and chat with Dave and I. And then from there, we'll take it from there. And like I said, so many people have gone on to do various things from there. So many people. It's pretty much endless. Man Bear Pig, and really, really generous of you, sir. Man Bear Pig, wait a minute. What about Poch? If Poch still wants us, which his post kind of suggest he does, then Ange out. Poch didn't get his chance. Am I delusional? Listen, man, I think a lot of people take
walking away from
but he's not leaving the USA job. Like, two reasons he wouldn't do it. He's got a huge thing to look forward to. He's got a World Cup as the host nation. Like, it's a huge deal. It's not like it's not like it's being hosted in Poland or France or something like that. It's being held
in the richest country in the world where he's going to make gazingas off it.
He has the potential as well to become like cult hero. He could become a cult hero with the USA team. I think there's a lot in it for him, and he's only going to be doing it for so long. Like, I think they're pretty much just giving him this tournament, and then they'll look at things from then on. So for Poch, I think it's a good move. And if he were to walk away, I think Spurs would need to pay out that contract. They would have to pay out the rest of that USA contract, which I'm pretty sure is probably a big one. And he would also probably be in very, very, very bad waters with those USA, FA people. I wonder if that's even illegal, like at this stage, if he even is allowed to leave the contract, because he signed up and he said, I'm going to be your manager for the World Cup. It'd be crazy if he were to leave it now. Like, we would have to pay a boatload of money to do that. And I'm not even sure if Daniel Levy would do that or if it's even possible. Like, there are certain stages, Dave, where you can't just back out of a contract like that, without being in some serious financial trouble, for it.
No, look, do you know what, Jack? I do understand what you're saying. I think if you're winning,
it's just not possible.
I think if you're going to resign, you obviously, you give up a lot of money. And that's why a lot of managers are very reluctant to resign. They'd rather get sacked and get the payout. And for me, I think he's committed to them till the World Cup. I think there's probably been promises there that if we make this happen, he'll do that World Cup. And then after that, then, I think he'll head back into club football. But do you know what my take is on the situation? This was close to happening before. Let's not forget that, we were sort of, there's rumors to be talks with Poch or with Pochettino's camp to sound out if there would be interest. And it almost felt like that Pochettino was holding off the last minute to see if Tottenham would bring him in. And then they didn't. And then he ended up, going, right, well, then Chelsea are in. I've got to take it. Look, I still think Pochettino loves this football club, Jack. You got to remember, he was a young guy when he came here. We gave him absolute adulation, love. He loved the squad. You could see when we made the Champions League final, him crying, that emotion. He is emotionally attached to this football club. But I just wonder, is there unresolved business between him and Daniel Levy? And that's why it didn't happen when it was maybe looking like the sensational return was on the cards. And why I say that is because it's well documented. Him and his wife, and Daniel Levy and his wife, they used to, I believe, out in Switzerland somewhere, holiday regularly together and stuff like that, go on breaks away and stuff like that. They were very, very close. And I just think the fact that Pochettino ended up getting sacked, I wonder, does he hold a bit of resentment to Daniel Levy, or he's turning around to Daniel Levy and saying, I'm only coming back, one, if I get an apology, but two, if you give me certain assurances, so what happened the first time around doesn't happen the second time around. So I don't think it is as easy as everyone's talking about, because you got to remember, you're talking about a manager at the elite level and an owner that's a billionaire. They've got egos. It's not easy for these people to sit there and go, I'm sorry. It's just not.
I think if Spurs could man bear pig, I think I would do it. I just don't think Spurs would. And then I'm not even sure if it's contractually possible. Maybe it is. Dave could be right. Like maybe you always can. Like maybe there always is a way out. It's just like that'd be insane of him, I think, to do that, Pochettino. I'm not even. This is coming from a Yank who isn't even a huge USA men's national team fan.
Well, to a degree, Jack.
I
It's
just
like
don't
any
know if
other
it's
job.
possible. Like I just think he's already signed himself up for this tournament. Really?
Yeah. Like, but the contract is basically an insurance policy that no one else can just come in and take him without having to maybe pay a financial incentive or stuff. It's more to secure him.
Yeah.
But it's like a job. When you walk into a job, you sign a contract, but that protection is on their end. You can quit tomorrow and walk away. They just stop paying your wages and stuff. And to a large degree, I think it's the same. If Pochettino wants to resign, and come back to Tottenham if the offer's there, he can do that. But I can tell you now, the money he's on and the money he's set to make around that World Cup with appearances and not even money, connections, the people he's going to meet, that can help him on later on in life and stuff like that. He ain't walking away from that empty-handed. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. Thank you very much, man. Bear Pick, by the way, for the support. And then also Brad Sean, thank you for the follow-up. And I think he's saying, yeah, he would love to get started, on the fan show. Well, Brad, just email us, man. It's in the description, by the way, Brad, if you know how to do that. If you just click on sort of the title of the video, when you sort of if you're on your phone or if you're on the computer, if you click on the title of the video, there will be a little description that will pop up, and if you just scroll a bit further down in there, you'll see our email. And then if that doesn't work again, just reach out to us whichever way. You can follow us on Twitter, you can DM us, you can find different ways to get in contact with us. And we are now expecting you on that fan show. So we're now expecting you on it. And he's saying, I'm a Spurs fan, so I must be a dick. Haha. But I actually think it's the opposite way. I think if you're a Spurs fan, must have something good in you, in my belief, because there's no way you just sign. Even maybe your dad or something passes on to you, or maybe your mom or whatever is a Spurs fan and passed it on to you. Then in that case, you're kind of just a very, very loyal person, and good for you for being very loyal. But if you chose this, like I have, fair play to you, because it's one of those where you definitely get put through the ringer, and there isn't really a whole lot of return and sort of the pain that you go through. You end up sort of using 1-0 wins against Fulham and Crystal Palace as sort of the things to hold on to. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love being a Spurs fan. I think Spurs fans are very funny. I think Spurs fans have a good sense of humor. I think we're also usually, very kind, very respectful people with each other, and we're very, very passionate football fans. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, but Brad, I think you have a good sense of humor. I can tell as well. Jerome saying again today, it is not on Ange at all. He tried to tweak things today, but the players were not up for it at all. So disappointing. Dave and I were saying there wasn't really that bravery maybe from the players today, Jerome. I felt like they were running. I felt like they were running very hard for him. It's just that, there were times when they needed to show more bravery, more conviction, more belief in themselves than just running about, for the sake of it. That's maybe I'm trying to say. They were kind of running about for the sake of it, just to show that they were trying. But was there really bravery matched with the trying? I'm not too sure. But He
The
doesn't
thing
think
is,
it was on Ange at all today, Jerome.
look, where I reconcile with Jerome is, you know, look, it's clear that managers work on stuff during the week, but when you've got players like you set up for a specific game plan, and you do have players like Basuma giving away that shit ball that led to the first goal, Davies giving away that shit ball that led to the second goal, all of a sudden, things can go out the window. And I mean, look, this is where maybe people sort of maybe have questioned Ange. It's like when things do go wrong, okay, do we have the right things to respond? And to be fair, I think to a large degree across the first half of the first season, that bounce back ability was there. He was having that impact with the changes off the bench. And you would probably put it down to he had a lot more players available to him back then, and he had them players off the bench. He can do that. But as it's gone on and with the injuries, we're not seeing that sort of impact anymore. And look, this is where I do feel sorry for Postecoglou. Make no mistake about this. He's been unfortunate to a degree that Paratici's ban came about and we had to bring in Johan Lang. Johan Lang's recruitment has severely let him down. Yes, we've signed some talented youngsters. Yes, Gray is good. Yes, Bergval's good. Yes, Kinski is good. But they're not halting the situation. They've stepped up and they've done well. They're not embarrassing themselves. But they're not enough to halt the situation. That was my whole point in the summer. There's going to come a time where we have injuries. We suffer them every single season. We need more experienced players to step in and cover them. And Ange Postecoglou has been massively let down by that. Make no mistake about it. And almost set up to fail, if you would like. No matter what he tries to do, set up to fail. But I do think it's come to the point, though, Jerome, where it's not working. And am I going to give Postecoglou most of the blame leaving this football club? No. Probably 10% of it, to be quite frank. 90% of it is how the club always fail to implement the right stuff for the managers. You've got to keep questioning, why do these managers come here and they've done things at other clubs? We know exactly what they're looking to do. But at Tottenham Hotspur, they always leave in a cloud of they're clueless, tactically inept, outdated, too old, not in touch with modern day football, etc. I've heard it all before. Every time I'm hearing under Ange, I've heard under Conte, under Jose. So I feel sorry for Ange Postecoglou to a large degree. But even when you are managing with one hand behind your back, you've got to try and make the tools work. You've got to try and make it work. And Postecoglou is just not working out right now. But that's not to say that Postecoglou is a bad manager. I don't think he is. I think he'll leave Tottenham. He'll go on and do so well somewhere else. When Jose left Tottenham, everyone assured me, Dave, he's too old for football. He went on and won the Europa Conference League. We got knocked out.
The very next season. No.
Conte. No, too stubborn, not interested in football anymore, outdated, not in touch. These young guys, they need someone that's going to wipe their ass, pat them on the back.
Top of the league with a bang average Napoli team. Bang average.
Exactly. And you think Postecoglou ain't going to be bounced out of Tottenham, go somewhere else, and we're going to sit there and go, fuck, shit. And then we're going to be sitting here, while that's happening, sitting here, blame the next manager, going outdated, too old, etc., no tactics, etc. We have to have a real recognition that we have to fix internally so that when we bring someone out externally and bring them in here, it can work. But we have to recognize and fix the problems within the club first. And that's the big problem. And until then, no manager is really going to be able to succeed to a large extent. But you know what? I'm just at the point. I don't even know what's right and wrong anymore. There's so much that goes on around Tottenham Hotspur. The recruitment, the ownership, the management, so much in the media. Quite frank, I actually don't know what is the right way forward anymore, and I don't know what's right and wrong. I am completely at a loss. I am just a paper bag floating in the wind now.
A lot of it, too, is I think Dave and I agree with pretty much every single one of you on many of the problems that we talk about with Spurs. It's just sometimes with Dave and I don't even know where we point our finger first, right? What is top of the order? What is, the first thing to address? What is the main core of all the issues? And I think we just try our best to make sense of that, but very, very well said from you there, Dave. Everybody, I know it's tough. I know it's hard. We got ourselves up for this one. So I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to you all. I think there was a real positive sort of vibe and feeling ahead of this game. Once the ball is kicked, it's up to the players. It's up to the manager to see if they can give us that belief, give us that something to hold on to dream. They couldn't, but we have to dust ourselves down. It's what we signed up for. It's what I signed myself up for as a Spurs fan. And we have another big game this weekend. It's tough to say that, but we do. We have another big game against Aston
Yeah.
Villa. It's another one to see if Ange Postecoglou can give us that belief of something to cling on to, perhaps an FA Cup journey. But with this loss, this is a tough one to take. And this was probably the biggest game of the season. We'll see if the Aston Villa game can be one that we'll take some solace from. But I hope to see you all there for it. And
Yeah.
tomorrow, like normally we might put out a Twitter reacts. I'm not too sure if there's going to be any levity or any sort of type of humor with this one. Sometimes we find some good tweets that make ourselves feel better. I'm not too sure if that's the
There's
case.
no point. It's pointless.
Yeah.
Let's just look.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's no point in dwelling on it. We can look back on it. What if? To be honest, I'm absolutely sick. I feel disgusting. That we've gone out in the manner we have tonight. And again, it's another competition that's done us by. I'll be honest. I'm not going to sit here and do much more tonight. I just need to
Yeah.
sort of
No.
tune off, and I need to get away
Yeah.
from it because I'm absolutely gutted. And look, I'll probably come back tomorrow with a clearer head, make more sense of it, and we'll push on from there.
Yeah. So I'd be happy to upload any fan cams for you guys. And then
Apart
if
from the
not, I will
Barclays,
see
yeah.
you tomorrow for members preview, channel predictions, plenty of stuff like
Yeah.
that, and a big game against Aston Villa, of course, on Sunday to look forward to. So everybody, we'll see you all then.
I'm
Come on, you
sorry,
Spurs.
guys. I'm sorry, guys. It's not a happy evening for us. I apologize. Look,
Yeah.
we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a try and enjoy what's left of your day.
Hang in there, everybody. Hang in there, and we'll see you very soon. We'll be back with more therapy for each other very, very soon. See you all, everybody.